Yo, hello. What up, chat? What up, aquatic naturalist? How's it going? It's going pretty well. I had a busy day, so I'm excited to just sit down and just hang out with you guys for a little bit. We're gonna be doing BBL tier list live. Oh my god, it's live and on stream, and it's gonna be fun because I haven't actually looked at these BBL drafts yet. Hi, Thomas. How are you, Thomas? How are you, Thomas? I read the messages in your front office from Cherry. This reminds me I forgot to stream today. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of late and I just got out of the shower and I was like, do I really want to stream? But I haven't streamed in so long that I was like, you know what? If I don't stream today, then I'm never gonna stream. So I just put on my big boy pants and you know what? I'm gonna go live. So I did. Yeah, I was saying, Thomas, I read some of the messages in your front office, especially from Cherry, about Terra, and that was very, very interesting. Hey, Thriller. Sorry, I'm eating something. Sorry, I don't want to speak with my mouth full because that's gross. Hey, Thriller. How are you doing today, bro? I am doing good. How about you, Thriller? How's your Saturday been? Today's been an okay day. It's Saturdays are always just like so busy for me because I usually have a game in the afternoon, but I usually leave my house pretty early. Like pretty early. I leave at like noon, and then after that, it's just like I basically have time to sit down like now. It's like 11:18 p.m. for me. Hey, it didn't matter. Totally could definitely had mattered. I'm gonna go ahead and say, judging by the messages, it kind of mattered. But you know what? We won you know what? Yeah, we did it. Just got home from work getting the week 1 pick'ems for BBL upload as we speak. Nice. I'll be sure to tune into that. I don't know if I'm gonna do pick'ems because I know a lot of people tend to do pick'ems. But I'm excited to watch your pick'ems. I might participate in them and such, but I don't think I'll be covering them on my channel. By the way, can you hear my dogs go crazy in the background? Can you guys hear that? Is that something that you guys that my mic actually picks up? It's just whenever my parents get home, they just go fucking crazy, and I don't know why. I mean, it's when anybody gets home. It's when anybody gets home, they just go crazy. I have 3 chihuahuas, and they're the loudest things I've ever heard in my life. I can't hear doggies. First of all, hi Sextina. Second of all, good thing you can't hear them because they are just like yapping so much. They're just, I don't know. They are so loud. I don't know if you guys have chihuahuas or if you guys know how loud they can be. Also, no, I don't hear them. Okay, good. My mic is cutting them out, which is good. For me, it's like, it's insane amount of like, just going crazy. But yeah, they whenever somebody gets home, they just go crazy. I don't know why. Well, say depending how you speak on matching teams, every pick and for the first 9 weeks will be at least 1 hour plus min. Yeah, that could, it depends like how in depth you want to go into the pick'ems, but if you actually want to like break down the matchup, you are looking at way more than an hour every week, because I think BBL has what, 18 coaches? Is it 18 coaches? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18. Yeah, 18 coaches. So that's 9 matchups every week. So yeah, that will be an hour. I mean, for analyst content, I was more so thinking doing like, make sure I'm getting you plug-in descriptions so people check out your analyst work. I appreciate that. I was looking more towards the like recap potential side of it. Just because I feel like a weekly type of recap where we just go over the results, nothing crazy, go over the results, go over the standings, kill leaders, and potentially like a game of the week, and then we have a look into next week without going too in depth on it. I think I want to do something around something along those lines, because I know Joey will probably do pick'ems, at least he usually does. And then if you're doing pick'ems as well, Thriller, then I don't think there's any need for me to go ahead and do pick'ems as well, you know. Recaps can be easier for some people and such. Yeah, like sometimes people won't have time to watch the all the battles, right? So if I can go ahead and chime in and just like give them a quick recap of what happened, I will be very happy to do that. But yeah, I don't know if you guys watched the video I uploaded yesterday. I understand it was like a very like odd video for me to upload because it's not a Draft League game. So if you didn't, then that's fine. But basically, I'm not going to do another Draft League for the rest of the year, and I'm low-key excited for the break. Draft Leagues can be stressful, so I'm low-key excited to be on a little break from just like playing, prepping, editing, and all that. Well, editing, I'm still going to be doing editing because I still do want to upload. While I don't have another Draft League, I still do want to upload. The title made my heart jump into my throat for a minute. I mean, that's kind of the point. Because if I know if I title it just like update to the channel, then like not as many people will click on it. I figured if I name it something like a little bit like, oh, what is there a problem? Is there something wrong? Figured more people would click on it. Yo, Seekip, thank you for popping into the stream. How's your Saturday been? We are just starting. We haven't actually started looking into these teams. So the funny thing is, like, I haven't. First of all, don't be like me. Definitely go ahead and check out the draft analysis for every coach in the BBL. But I haven't really had time this week. It's been a pretty busy week. So I haven't had time to look at the draft. So we're kind of going to be looking at them for the first time right now on stream. And I can give you just like my raw thoughts. It's like just like unfiltered, just like no idea of like who drafted what. And it's I think it'd be pretty fun. Break has honestly been really nice. I'm good to hear that, Thriller. We definitely sometimes, I mean, most of the people, everybody should eventually take a break from Draft League because it can be very, very, very stressful. Hi, Cherry. Speaking of breaks from Draft League, because some people join like 4 or 5 Draft Leagues at the same time, and yeah, I remember when I did that. I used to join like 2 or 3 upload leagues at the same time, and just like I just felt like it made my videos terrible, and then it also like burned me out a lot quicker. So I'm excited for this little Draft League break for a couple of months. I am very, very excited. It gives me time to work on like other types of videos too, because like I've played in a couple of tournaments and I want to do like Draft League movies, but I haven't had time because when you're in Draft League, just the prepping and the mocking and the editing and battling, it's a lot, and it really doesn't leave you with much other time. I was like getting to the point where I wasn't motivated enough to care. Yeah, that's the worst part. When you stop caring if you win or lose in Draft League, then yes, that's absolutely the worst part. This break has been nice mentally on me as well. That is great to hear. I'm running late to volleyball. All right, Cherry, go spike some balls in the volley, I guess. Go, my libero, go. But yeah, my parents just got home, so I guarantee you at any point in the next 5 minutes, my mom's going to pop into my room, so I'm probably going to have to mute. But after that, we'll definitely start. And I would love to hear your guys' opinion on these drafts as well, because I don't really like Ubers that much. I think, I don't know, I spoke with Joey about this a little bit, but like I just don't really find Ubers enjoyable. At least the last time I played Ubers, it wasn't very enjoyable. But I'm excited to just like watch from the outside and just see how the meta actually is in Ubers right now. Because last time I played Ubers, it was like Gen 7, no lie. I don't even think I played Ubers in Gen 8. And like I really didn't like the format. I don't know, just something about having one Pokemon that's incredibly broken compared to all the rest. It just I don't know. It just doesn't really, I just don't really love it. Before you even get into the draft, can you just give your opinion quickly on some of the Ubers? I mean, as I was saying, I really don't love Ubers that much. I'm not gonna lie. I don't love the Ubers format. I do have the dock here. Then maybe I can get the dock up and we can sort of look at it at the same time. How does this show up on screen? It shows up relatively okay. Like it's a little cropped, so not sure if you guys will see exactly what I'm seeing. No, because you can only see Joey's team, but I can see like it's whatever's team. But if we look at the draft pool, like the best Pokemon like Calyrex Ice, I know is really, really strong. Groudon, because of the drought ability, pretty strong. I know Lunala's a bitch to kill. Mewtwo has coverage out the ass and is super strong. Zacian is strong. Like all of the Ubers are strong, to be honest. Everything that's not like from like Silver is super strong. Outside of like Lugia. Like Lugia is a trash Ubers, I'm not gonna lie. Lugia is so bad. It's just not a good Pokemon. I think Reshiram, like the last Ubers League I followed, it might have been BBL as well, and I think D-Ray had Reshiram in Gen 8, and Reshiram absolutely cooked. But I don't know, I think some of my favorite Ubers would probably be stuff like Necrozma. I'm a little surprised to see this Necrozma Dawn not picked up. I mean, maybe it's trash. Like I said, I don't know my Ubers, guys. I'm gonna be honest. This is why I actually want to do the tier list, not based on like if the team is what is the best team. I'd love to do it more in a way of like this team is nice. I like this team. I like the way the team looks and stuff like that. Because I could absolutely not rate these teams on like how good they are, because I just don't know Ubers enough. I don't know about like some of these Mons typings I don't even know off the top of my head. So that's how bad I am at Ubers, to be honest. Made it live, nice. Yes, you did, Basic Potato. You have made it just in time, because we'll start any second now. We will start very, very soon. Before we do start, we have about like what 17 people in here, but we only have 4 likes. So I'm gonna need you guys to go ahead and hit the like on the stream, because it helps, it pushes the stream out to more people, and that's super helpful for me, and I'd appreciate that. So thank you. If you could go ahead and hit the like button. If you could go ahead and hit the like button, that'd be awesome. By the way, how is the volume of the music? Is it good? I haven't streamed in a couple of weeks, so I don't know if it like changed any of my settings. So if you guys could let me know if the music is nice. Surreal to have my God-given name said live on YouTube. But is it Basic Potato? Why is it not Basic Potato? Was that name already taken? It just had to be Basic Potato. Basic Potato is kind of based. Basic Potato. It's kind of based. I vibe with that name. I assume Basic Potato was taken, so Basic Potato. Music's fine. Okay, nice. Okay, nice. Right, so should we do this in order of the logos, or should we do this in the order of... It's probably easier to just do it in the logos. It's probably easier to just do it in the order of the logos. So, oh my god, am I this ignorant, chat? I'm gonna need you guys to help me. Who's this first team? Who's this logo? Who's BC? Who's the BC team? Dell is the BC Leos. Oh, Dell got a new team. Oh, okay. I guess no more Coilers. Dell. So let me look at Dell's team. Let me see if I vibe with Dell's team or not. Where is D double? D double has Solgaleo, Urshifu single strike. Lando, Terra Skeledirge, Glimmy, Electrode, Weavile, Enamorous T, Dondozo, and Wugtrio. So this is high tier Terra, like Terra preview. Any right chat? That's the rule. I'm pretty sure that's the rule. High tier Terra preview. So the Skeledirge can actually be like the most annoying Pokemon in the history of the universe. Actually, that might be pretty cool in Ubers. Having a Unaware Mon as bulky as Skeledirge that can just be whatever type you need it to be. That could be pretty cool. Although I know probably the power level in Ubers is like much higher, so Skeledirge might not be walling much, but it could be cool. Solgaleo, you know what we might have to do is open a Pokemon Showdown tab, and I mean, you guys, I don't think I have any teams to be spoiled now. Can we open? Yeah, like these are all my teams for the PBL. I personally thought Dell's team was honestly not that bad. I think the biggest thing Dell struggles with is no real hazard control and not enough hazard setting. And yes, it's free Terra. Okay. Solgaleo, because I've never like sat down and like looked at the stats of these Pokemon. Solgaleo, so a Psychic and Steel type. Insanely fast. I feel like most Ubers have just ridiculously high HP stats, which I guess makes sense. Pretty strong attack stat, but honestly not anything super crazy. Speed tier is a little whack. Does that have any like super busted move? Sunsteel Strike ignores the abilities of other Pokemon. Okay, that could be cool. I could see a couple of like going through like multi-scale and stuff like that. It could be pretty cool. Where was Solgaleo? Fun fact, Solgaleo still has teleport, so it does have some decent momentum. Ah, interesting. Full Metal Body prevents other Pokemon. Okay, so it's just like Clear Body. Gotcha. Where was Solgaleo on the tier list? Because it doesn't seem like a crazy Uber. It's gold 26. See, chat, if I'm ever talking out my ass and saying a Pokemon is not good when it actually is really good, feel free to just say like, you're wrong. This Pokemon is actually really, really strong. Because I mean, obviously the typing is pretty nice. Psychic Steel defensively, at least, it makes Bronzong like super thick. Obviously because of Levitate as well, but like Psychic Steel is just generally speaking a very good like defensive typing. Sunsteel Strike. What Psychic move do you have? Do you have the Runs and Head? But I guess you have Psychic. We have Psychic Fangs now, so it's less bad. Do you have any setup? Teleskeledirge is actually legit in Ubers. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think having a Pokemon like Skeledirge that can just be whatever type you need it to be, and then just like not care about setup could be super useful. Although I know the power level in Ubers is like much higher, so maybe it does get still to KO'd by some certain things. I don't think anyone should judge how you look at Ubers. I mean, this is why I don't want to do it on like how good the team actually is and more so like vibes. Because I actually don't know how good these Ubers are, but like Solgaleo doesn't strike me as the craziest Uber. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. But Solgaleo doesn't strike me as the craziest Uber. Heat Crash is probably like really strong on it. Heavy Slam is as well, so maybe we don't even run Sunsteel. I mean, against other Ubers, I assume Sunsteel Strike will be pretty strong. Just because Heavy Slam probably won't be 120 base power. Do we have setup? Any setup move? Don't get Swords Dance. We get Calm Mind, but our special attack isn't crazy. Okay. I mean, we do get Cosmic Power in Morning Sun, so could be fat in that regard. Is Solgaleo mainly like used as like a wall breaker, chat? Or like what's Solgaleo's main role? Oh, this is balanced hack mod. I was like, what the fuck? Regenerator? No, that doesn't look right. Uber's UU. Yeah, so it's usually just like more Spadef, more of a tanky Uber. Okay. Interesting. I mean, maybe you can slap a choice band on this guy and maybe it just 2-hit KOs everything anyways, but in Uber's UU, it's mainly used as a bulkier steel type, so... I mean, Solgaleo definitely looks sick. I think Solgaleo is a decent Uber. I agree, I don't know how really good it is since the past Ubers I've seen. Did Solgaleo really break out or anything? Yeah. Like, to me, it doesn't look like a crazy Uber. It looks like a fine Uber. It doesn't look like one of those Ubers where you're like, oh my god, this guy is so Omega Giga broken compared to the rest, so... it looks really cool though, and its typing is is cool, and it has like decent coverage. Knockoff is pretty sick. Does it get U-turn? No. No, it doesn't get U-turn. Okay. Interesting. Right, what else does he have on his team? Urshifu, single strike. I think this Pokemon low-key sucks, and I don't know if... Okay, let me rephrase it. I don't think Urshifu single strike sucks. I don't think Urshifu single strike sucks. I just don't think it's an 18-point mon, and I don't think it's on the level of any of these guys, so I'm going to give it a little bit less points because of that, because he picked a fraud at 18 points when Pokemon like Meow and Greninja are probably just better. So, less points for that. Lando's okay, I guess. Gen 9 Weavile, I guess a lot of the Ubers are weak to Ice, so maybe Ice is like super strong into this sort of like meta game. Terra Electro Hisui, I think is pretty nice in Ubers. It's going to be faster than most things, and again, you can just run like Terra Ice or Terra Fairy, and you can like be a pretty decent revenge killer. Glamora as Hazards is going to do a lot of the heavy lifting. I agree with what you said, Thriller. It seems to lack a little bit on the Hazard side, because it's either going to be Lando or Glamora, and realistically, you don't want Lando doing that too often. So Glamora is going to have to do that a lot, but then Glamora is also the only removal in Mortal Spin. Yeah. I think, honestly, I think I'm going to put Dell's team into looks okay. Like, I don't love it. Like, I think it's a fine Ubers team. Like, Dondozo and Ubers can obviously be pretty strong. Like, so, like in terms of bulk, it has a pretty decent amount of bulk. But I'm not a big Urshifu single strike kind of guy. And I think it might be lacking a little bit on the special side, because we have strong special attack, physical attackers like Solgaleo and Urshifu and Lando, and even Weavile. But special attack wise, it's going to land on Glamora a little bit, but obviously Glamora is going to be tasked with hazards a lot. And Enamor's T is an okay Pokemon. I don't know if I love it, but I think it's an okay Pokemon. But I think as far as like special power goes, it's a little bit on the lighter side. So I'm gonna put it down into looks okay, and you guys just let me know if you vibe with that or what. You guys let me know if we vibe with that or that. Enam T sucks. As someone who got swept by it, it's definitely a little not sucky, but I agree that it's also not the greatest Pokemon, and to be like the main source of like special attack, I think it might be a little bit light in that regard. So I'm gonna put into looks okay. Now Seabad, Deoxys, Garchomp, Clefable, Indeedee, Terra, Iron Hands, Brambleghast, Metagross, Chi-Yu, Manaphy, Dipplin, and Jumplift. Okay, so I was like, his team's sort of like, his first 3 picks were pretty okay. I vibe with Iron Hands. I don't know how I feel about Terra Iron Hands. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like Iron Hands is like one of those Pokemon that, yeah, it's cool to have Terra on, but I don't know if it needs Terra. Honestly, I would probably put Terra on something like Chi-Yu if they had the points. But like Chi-Yu, Manaphy, I'm a big Manaphy believer. I've always been a big Manaphy believer. So Deoxys and Garchomp, I like that. Deoxys, let me have a look at Deoxys. Dipplin without Terra is horrible, okay? Dipplin with Terra is horrible. Like, I don't think we're ever bringing in Dipplin to an Ubers game. I'm not gonna lie, chat. I think for 2 points, it's fine for what it is, but realistically, you can cut Dipplin and Jumpluff out of the team and just look at the rest of it. Which, the rest of it's a pretty stacked team, especially with all the Uber Dragons. Yeah, exactly. Like, Dipplin isn't going to be doing much. My poor Dipplin isn't going to be doing much. So I did want to look at Deoxys because, yeah, this is the one that has the crazy attacks and crazy speed, but is frail as shit. Move pool wise, it's the same as the other Deoxys, but I wonder how easy it is to revenge kill Deoxys. Because, yeah, we just usually run like a strong offensive set. I wonder how easy it is to revenge kill Deoxys, because the only priority that hits, I guess Sucker Punch could be something. Sucker Punch in like first impression. I'm thinking like there might be a couple of Scarfers that 438 divided by 1.5 is 292. Yeah, so there's going to be a decent amount of Scarfers that actually can revenge kill Deoxys. So maybe Deoxys falls a little short in that regard. I mean, it probably has like insane damage output with the 150 in each stat with like extreme speed as priority. Yeah, I mean, I guess he does have the psychic terrain as well, so we can't exactly be sucker punched because of the terrain, so it blocks priority. Chase really did good. I think the only thing Chase needs is at least another removal option, plus Arcade Terror Hands is good, but there's probably better Terror Cap over hand. Yeah, I agree. I think Terror Hands is fine, but like I'm looking at a Chi-Yu, and I'm like, Chi-Yu would love Terra. No cap. Chi-Yu would absolutely love Terra. At least another removal option. I mean, Chase's team isn't super weak to... I mean, it's kind of weak to spikes. Like, a lot of things are on the ground. Like, Brambleghast being the only spinner isn't the best. Yeah. Like, beside Dark will be no good Psychic Resist. Yeah. I think Terrain definitely is an interesting thing on this team. Maybe we could pick up another Pokemon that can actually abuse Terrain as well with, like, Unburden. But I don't know if like Hawlucha was picked up or anything, but like Hawlucha might be a little bit of a fraud. But like overall, I like the look of Chase's team. Honestly, I'd probably put into like I vibe with it because I think it looks really interesting. There's just a couple of things that are making me like, like I'm gonna be honest. Like one of them is Terra Iron Hands. If that was a Terra Chi-Yu and a regular Iron Hands, I'd be in love with this draft. But I really think I'm surprised no one picked up some of the low tier models like Belly Bolt. Yeah, Terra Belly Bolt is a demon. Terra Belly Bolt is actually really, really strong. Metagross, Chi-Yu. I mean, in terms of rocks, it's okay. Brambleghast being the removal is a little bit iffy, but for 5 points, it's pretty good roll compression. Because he did spend big on Chi-Yu and Manaphy at the end, so he's basically playing with like what, a 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, like a 9-mon roster, but it's a pretty strong 9-mon roster. Like it's all of these Pokemon are pretty decent. I can see them coming in any given week. I feel like Clefable might be a fraud in Ubers. Guys, is Clefable a fraud in Ubers? Because it's a little bit power crept in the regular Gen 9 meta, and like considering it's Ubers, like there's going to be a bunch of Pokemon that are just going to blow through it. So I'm actually interested to see how Clefable does. Because I feel like it might be a bit of a fraud. It might be a little bit of a fraud, but overall, I think Chase's team is, I vibe with it. I look at it and it's like, unanimously to it good from all Ubers. Yeah, that's my concern, Seth, is that it's just gonna like run into like a Mewtwo, just gonna blow it back, run into a Zekrom that's just gonna blow it back. Can be very scary in Gen 9 OU. Yeah, in OU, yeah, it can still be pretty annoying, but in Draft League, I think Clefable's kind of fallen off a little bit. And particularly in Ubers, like Seth said, it's probably too KO'd from like everything. I think Clefin is bad in Ubers. Unaware and Healing Wish support. Yeah, Healing Wish could be kind of nice. But honestly, I think the Clefable, like what Chase needs to do with Clefable is kind of like what Mountay did, which is like not use it as like a wall, but more like as a bulky pivot, and then like maybe you run Life Orb Magic Guard and you just smack something super, super hard. Probably too passive. I mean, yeah, if you do Life Orb Magic Guard, then maybe it's not that passive, and you have like T-Wave and Encore to make it less passive, but overall, I do think Clefable might be a little bit of a fraud in Gen 9 Ubers, but I guess we'll wait and see. I guess we'll wait and see what Chase will be able to do with it. But I think I'm gonna leave it in I vibe with it, even though there's a couple of things that are making me hesitant on it. Terra Iron Hands being one, Brambleghast removal, Clefable. But I like the look of it, so I'll leave it in I vibe with it. I'll leave it in I vibe with it. So next up we have Owen, and Owen has Dialga. Ooh. Dialga Fluttermane. That looks pretty tasty. Ooh, Dialga Fluttermane. Let me look at Dialga's stats. Dialga. Is it Dialga? I don't know. It's one of the two. Yeah, no. Dialga looks like a proper Uber. I know its HP stat isn't that big, so like its bulk and its Spadef isn't that crazy, but this typing is insane. And I guess its speed is a little bit on the low side, but he has decent bulk to support it. And I know that this guy has like coverage outside the ass. It's like really, really good coverage with the Aura Sphere and the Flash Cannon and Dragon move and Fire move. An Electric move, gets rocks up, Roar. Body Press. Body Press could be pretty interesting. Do we get Iron Defense? Iron Defense? Ooh, we do get Iron Defense. We could cook with an Iron Defense Body Press set. I like Dialga. How is Dialga usually ran in Ubers? Uber's UU. More like a bulky set with like Dragon Tail. I think I like Dialga more than I like Solgaleo. And then I look at the rest of Owen's team, like Fluttermane, I think is really, really strong. Even into Ubers. I know it's not going to be at the top of the Ubers, but I think into an Uber team, I think it can always be like super, super strong. Because I feel like Ghost plus Fairy is just like unguardable. Like, let's look at Amal's team, for example. Like, what's his Ghost resist here? Umbreon, and then that thing just gets blown up by a Moonblast. So like I think Fluttermane is going to be insane. Terra Mew, I'm a big believer of Terra Mew, to be honest. I think Draining Kiss getting the boost to when it Terras, I think it's super, super strong. So I'm a big believer of Terra Mew. I love Crocodile. I think that guy is super good, especially for roll compression. Gives you a good ground type that can be offensive or defensive with Intimidate. Dark type with Knockoff and Rock Skin up. Ogerpon is cool. Quack, I'm a little bit less high on Quack, especially for 15 points. I think that might be a little too much. But Quack is one of those Pokemon that can easily snowball. Pheasantipity is an interesting Pokemon. Shaman is okay. I don't love Shaman, but it's an okay. Like, it's a pretty good ground resist and stuff. And then Rotom Heat, I'm pretty big on. So, you know what? I really like Owen's team. Only problem I have was limited Hazard, 2 Rockers and Crook and Mew, and 2 Spikers like Mew and Ogerpon. Very limited removal. I think removal in general, Thriller in Gen 9 is kind of overrated. So I don't value removal that highly. Don't talk bad about Shaman in front of Owen. Why, Basic Potato? Is he the Shaman believer? Is he the #1 Shaman believer? Is he Shaman's strongest soldier? I really don't think Shaman is, like, I think it's fine for 9 points, but I look at an Arboliva at 5 and I'm like, maybe I would rather just have an Arboliva, to be honest. But I don't know. Maybe if this opinion upsets Owen, maybe don't tell him I said this, guys. But like, I think it's fine. I think it's an okay Pokemon. I don't love Shaman. I think Owen's hazard support is, I mean, Ogerpon is fine running spikes, I think. He's excited for it and everyone else thinks it's trash. Okay, well, good thing that I'm not alone in thinking that Shaman is trash, because I do think Shaman is, I don't think it's trash, but I think for 9 points, it's like, I don't know, I just look at like 7-point non-Terra Sinister, I'm like, maybe I'd rather have that. I look at 5-point Arboliva and I'm like, maybe I'd rather have that. So like, I'm really not a believer of Shaman for 9 points, but I think it's an okay Pokemon. Maybe he'll prove us all wrong. You know what? He is a Shaman believer. Well, maybe his belief in Shaman will make them form a very strong bond, and Shaman will get like all the Seed Flare drops and never miss. So maybe we never know. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. By the way, guys, if you are popping into the stream now, welcome. Say hi in chat. Don't be scared, and make sure to leave a like on the stream if you haven't yet, because I'd super, super appreciate that. Valid thing is when you rank teams, but I agree, hazard removal really isn't something you ever really need to draft. Yeah, I mean, because Boots is just like such a splashable item. And there's like so many matchups, especially now that I think leftovers are like kind of bad. I think Boots are just like fine to run on like so many different Pokemon that like I don't really value hazard removal that high. I think getting good Spikers and Rockers is a little bit better. And I mean, does Dialga get rocks? Did I see that? Yeah, Dialga gets rocks. I mean, I don't know how often we want Dialga to be running rocks, but maybe it's like a Thunder Wave Dragon Tail rock set. Could be something. Mew as a Terror Captain, we don't want it to run rocks that often either. So it's mainly going to be up to Crocodile and Ogerpon Cornerstone, which obviously isn't ideal, but I think Crocodile is fine running rocks most of the week, because like most times you just need like Earthquake plus Knockoff, and then I'm sure you can fit in like Stealth Rock there. So I'm gonna put Owen's team up at I love it. I'm only gonna put one team in Owns My Heart, by the way, chat. I'm only gonna put one team in Owns My Heart, and we might save that sort of to the end so I can unveil what my favorite team is. But yeah, I think Owen's team is pretty strong. I really like the look of it. Maybe we'll see if he's wrong, if he's right about Shaman and we're just wrong. Pheasantipity, I think, is pretty interesting Pokemon. I think I like fast, bulky Pokemon like Pheasantipity, and I'm a big Rotom Heat believer. So I think it's pretty good. I personally value hazard removal because I hate running boots. I mean, that's fair, C-Kip, but the meta is so offensive that, like, a lot of, like, the more defensive Pokemon are fine running boots anyway, so. And it's not like, I mean, Quack can spin. It's not the greatest spinner, but Quack can spin. And sometimes it's not about not letting your opponent get rocks up or getting rid of rocks. It's more so like, what can you do to punish them getting rocks up, right? So if you know for sure they're going to Stealth Rock, what aggressive play can you pull to take advantage of them clicking Stealth Rock? Fez is underrated for its typing and pivot potential. I agree, Seth. I think its typing is pretty cool, especially on this team because it fills the niche of a grounded poison and a fairy type. And pivot with like U-turn and the roost, and like there's even some like interesting offensive sets that you can run with Vecidipity. So I'm a believer in Owen's team. I think it's a pretty decent team. The spirits, that is D-Ray. That is D-Ray. Where is D-Ray's team? Where is D-Ray? D-Ray. Where's the Grandmaster? Oh, he's all the way up here. Kyurem White, Deoxys Speed, Terra Annihilate, Alolan Ninetales. Ooh, but wait, what's Kyurem White's typing? Oh, it's Dragon Ice. It's the same as Kyurem Black. Beat Up Technician. Yeah, Beat Up Technician Vecidipity is slept on. D-Ray IMO has the second best team in the entire league. Okay, well, let's look at it. So I like the combination of Kyurem White plus Ninetales. I like that. And then Slowking as well. I like that. Cyclizar is an okay Pokemon. Is Shedtail allowed, chat? Is Shedtail allowed? Because Earthworm is 7 points, and that seems a little bit much. Sandy Shocks, Talonflame, Skuntank, and Terra Clefairy. No, it's not allowed. Okay. I mean, 7 points for Earthworms feels a little high. If I'm gonna be honest, it feels a little high. But I respect it. I respect the pick. Yeah, I really like D-Ray's first 5 picks. I think Kyurem White with fucking Veil and Ice and Snow up can be really, really cool. Like, this dude has 170 special attack. Jesus Christ. So it's basically the special Kyurem Black. But it gets, like, good Ice Stab. Freeze Dry, Fusion Flare? This guy gets Fusion Flare? Okay, hold up. Kyurem might be the GOAT. Kyurem White might be the GOAT, chat. Scarf. Specs, yeah. Kyurem White might be the GOAT. I really like it. I mean, D-Ray using Terra Annihilate, again, name a more iconic duo. But into Deoxys Speed, I think Deoxys Speed is a fine second round pick, considering what was picked before that, I guess. I think it's a pretty... Now, the real question is, will D-Ray actually be able to use Annihilate? That's what we'll see. But I admire his perseverance with Annihilate. I know it's his favorite Pokemon, and he's like, I'm going to use that dude well. And I'm excited to see. I think Terra Annihilate it's fallen off a little bit since the start of the gen. But I feel like in an Uber's environment, it could be pretty good. I just hope he's more... I just want D-Ray to not fall into the trap of just running like Spadef bulk up sets. I don't want him to do that. I think Annihilate has very good niches and other type of roles like Scarfers and like Assault Vest and just like Bandit and stuff like that. I think it could be pretty nice. Now, after Slowking, I feel like his team falls short a little bit. Like Skuntank being your dark and your poison type in a meta where there's so many psychic types is going to put him in a tough place, because he's going to want to bring that Skuntank a lot. He's going to want to bring that Skuntank a lot, and I don't know if he'll have I don't know if Skuntank is that type of guy. I don't know if Skuntank is a Pokemon that can come that much. Yeah, Annihilate definitely gives you a lot of versatility to play around with EVs and stuff like that, so that's a cool aspect of it, but I hope he just doesn't fall into the trap of running like Spadef Bulk Up or like Bulk Up Taunt or Bulk Up Rest and stuff like that, because I feel like we can do a little bit more. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about D-Ray's team. I really like the first few Pokemon. I like the first 5 picks. I think they're pretty strong and complement, like, they support Kyurem White pretty well. After that, I'm a little bit less sure. Like, I like Sandy Shocks. I think Sandy Shocks is actually a pretty good Pokemon. I think it's a little bit overhated. Talonflame, Talonflame is there for the speed, I guess, but I don't know how I feel about Talonflame in general. Like, I really like the start of this team, and then as it goes on, I like it less and less. He used to have Hisuian Arcanine, but after he dropped it for Talonflame. Was that for the speed, I assume? Because I feel like Hisuian Arcanine could actually be better on this team. Because, like, I look at this team and, like, I can't see which team you're looking at. Yeah, Metaloid Monkey. Oh, the chat is in front of it. Oh, so it's chat's fault. It is chat's fault. I mean, I can hide. You know what? I'll hide the chat for a second so you guys can see it. I'll hide the chat in a second. Can I put the chat anywhere else? But it's probably always going to be in front of something, I assume. Chat is always going to be in front of something, right? Because if I put chat over here, yeah, it's probably going to be in front of something over here. So, I mean, I'll just leave it. Oh, we can't see it because, oh. No, I know why you guys can't see it, actually. It's not because of the chat. It's because of this. It's because I zoomed in. So I'm going to have to... I'm going to hide chat, though. So, yeah, we're looking at this team. Top right team. Grandmaster D. I can't see which team you're looking at. Yeah, I fixed that now. But, like, I look at D-Ray's team, and I feel like it lacks a little bit in power. Like, I see a lot of, like, bulky Pokemon, a lot of support Pokemon, but... outside of, like, Kyurem White, I don't see another wall breaker. Actually, the more I look at D-Ray's team, the less I like it. So maybe I should stop looking at it. It just feels like there's a lot of support, but not enough, like, raw power. It's like, even Deoxys speed doesn't hit that hard. Annihilate needs setup to, like, get going unless we run, like, Banded Close Combat. Although Ninetales doesn't hit hard, Slowking's a support piece, Cyclizar support, Earthworm support, Sandy Shocks can hit hard if it wants to, Talonflame not strong, Skuntank not strong, Clefairy not strong. So yeah, I feel like D-Ray's team actually lacks heavily in power. I think D-Ray's team actually lacks heavy in power. I'm gonna go ahead and fix this again. I'm gonna put. I know you said you think it's the second best team, Thriller. I don't like it that much. I'm gonna put into looks okay. Honestly, I don't like it that much. I feel like there's a lot of power missing. From the team. I think we have Kyurem White, and then after that, we don't have any raw power. To be fair, if Veil gets set up Nasty Paw, you can even SD. Yeah, I mean, he has good setup options with Veil, but the thing with Veil is, I mean, I guess it's kind of difficult to brick break because you have an Annihilate. It's kind of difficult to defog the screens away because you have an Annihilate. But I feel like unless he gets Veil up, I think he might struggle a little bit because I don't see enough power on this team. Yo, Frito. I think those are fair so far. Okay. I'm glad I have the Frito's approval. But yeah, I don't like D-Ray's team that much, to be honest. I liked the first few pieces. I wish he picked up a little more offense after that. Like I think his team needs more offense. I'm gonna be honest. I think his team needs more offense. I see a lot of support. I see a lot of bulkier Pokemon. Slowking seems a bit weird. I mean, it gets chilly reception, so I can set up Snow for the Kyurem White. But I feel like we need a Slush Rush Pokemon on this team. I feel like we need good, like, wall breakers on this team, because otherwise Kyurem is going to have to do all the wall breaking. And that's not necessarily bad, because Kyurem is insane, but, like, I feel like his team is lacking a little bit of power. Like, Cyclizar, everything from Cyclizar down just doesn't do damage. Outside of Sandy Shocks, it just doesn't do damage. So, yeah, I think D-Ray needs to pick up a little more offense on the team. A little more offense. Next up is Vepsis. And where is Vepsis? Vepsis is right here. Can you guys see Vepsis on the stream? Yeah, you can. Okay, perfect. Don't have to fix anything. So Vepsis has one of my favorite teams because Vepsis is in my front office, and I know he was talking about the teams in there while he was drafting, and I actually mocked them for week 1, and I like Vepsis' team. I think Rayquaza Valiant is very, very strong. Best team in the league is Vepsis, hands down. You might be cooking. I think Rayquaza, Iron Valiant, Zamazenta Crown, insane top 3. Mesprit with Healing Wish. Okay, now this is a great team. Yeah, I think so too. Now with Healing Wish, Mesprit can get back your Zombas into Crown, can get back your Valiant, can get back your Rayquaza. Perfect. Klefki with screens and spikes and Prankster T-Wave. Pretty good. Alomomola is the bane of my fucking existence. Did you guys watch the PBL finals? Then you guys know how much I fucking hate Alomomola. Muck. I respect the early Muck pick. Terra Thundurus T is an interesting pick. Terra Rhydon is pretty neat. Serena and Incineroar, I think, are okay Pokemon. Who put Aloe at 6? We need to fucking get that Pokemon off the game, because I hate that Pokemon. I hate it. I can't stand it. But Serena and Incineroar are okay pieces to round out. They're like more bulkier pivots. They add some pivoting, add some removal, parting shots. Pretty nice to enable setup. So yeah. I love Aloe. Just drafted again. Okay, for real. We are no longer friends. You are my number one enemy. Anybody who says I love Aloe is literally my number one enemy. So you actually have 10 seconds to apologize. Otherwise, I'm banning you. I won't actually ban you. Don't worry. I'm just not over Alomomola yet. I'm not over it yet. I'm not over it. I'm not over it. I'm fine, guys. I'm over it. I'm not over it. Terra Rhydon, best low tier ever. Such a slept Pokemon. Damn, man, it sucks to me. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm over it. We're fine. Yeah, Terra Rhydon's actually pretty interesting. I imagine he's not gonna Terra it much, but because we have a Thunderous team, we probably want to. It sucks to be. Are you saying it sucks to be me? Sucks to be you? Like sucks to be you? Because it does suck to be me. Because I lost to an Aloe. God, I hate that Pokemon. But yeah, no, Veps' team is definitely going to I love it. This team is really, really good. I like this team a lot. I like this team a lot. I think top 3 with Healing Wish support, with screen support, pretty nice. Aloe to just flip turn. I got swept 6-0 by Terra Rhydon. Damn, was it like dual dance, like rock polish short dance? Yes, I mean, we've all been there at one point, I'm sure. We've all been there at one point. The Fairy Dragon Steel Core is so disgusting and I love it. It is. The first top 3 picks are probably top 3 picks are the best 3 picks, I think, of everybody in the league. Everybody in the league. Owen's first 3 picks are pretty good as well, but I'd probably take Veps' 3 picks, especially with Healing Wish support with Mesprit, and Screen, and Aloe to bring in those guys, and Serena to bring in those guys, and Incineroar to bring in those guys, and Terra Thundurus to fuck shit up. So yeah, I think Veps' team is really well constructed. I really, really like it. Even in terms of hazards, like it's like Mesprit and Klefki are gonna have to probably run hazards every week, but Mesprit is fine with that. If Mesprit is just like Stealth Rock, Healing Wish, filler every week, that's perfectly fine. I think that's perfectly fine. I'm shocked you got Valiant so late in round 2. Yeah, I think Valiant is better than Tusk, but I respect the Tusk pick. Terra Torn is pretty disgusting. I'd probably take that over Val. Definitely better than Garchomp, and I'd say better than Dio Speed. So yeah, he definitely got a little bit of a steal there. Sub-Terra Flying. And I T-bolted into Lightning Rod. Oh no, we forgot about the Lightning Rod. That is tragic. That is so tragic. I feel like Gouging Fire was a snipe of the draft. I think that's on Joey's team. Yeah, he picked that up pretty late. We'll get into that, I'm sure, in a second. But yeah, Veps' team is going into, literally Joey's next team. Okay. Can you guys see Joey's team on stream? If I scroll to the side a little bit, you guys should be able to see it. Yeah, you can't see it. Okay, perfect. So we're looking at Joey's team now. Tragic doesn't cover it. That is top 10 tragic draft league moments for sure. We thunderbolted into a terrifying lightning rod Pokemon. That is we're so down bad, horrendous for that. Hey, at least you'll never get swept by it again, Frito. Got to think positively. At least we will never get swept by it again. Okay, so Joey's team. I like Joey's team a lot as well because I mocked Veps for week 1 against Joey, which goes up tomorrow, by the way, guys. So check out everybody in the BBL so we can watch their battles. At first, I didn't know how I felt about Joey's team, but overall, I love it. It seems like such a super fun team. I think Joey's team is like... Okay, so Mewtwo... Mewtwo. How... Mewtwo is fucking insane, I think. 154 fucking special attack with... What's the signature move called? Side Strike 100 that does damage based on defense. I think that's nasty. And this guy gets like every coverage that you need. Right? He gets like Ice Beam and Flamethrower and Thunderbolt. Yeah, it gets an Aura Sphere. Yeah, this guy literally gets everything. So Mewtwo might be Jesus. That's for sure. Mewtwo might be Jesus. And then, hear me out, guys. I think Terrazarud is... Outside of Terra Tornadus, I think Terrazarud is the best Terra Pokemon in the whole format. And maybe Terra Raging Bolt. Terra Raging Bolt's actually pretty disgusting as well. But they're like top 3 Terra guys. So I think Terrazarud is an insane round 2 grab. I'm going to be honest. I think round 2 is an insane grab for Terrazarud. I think Mewtwo with an herb will be perfect. No silly custom berries for it. Yeah, no custom for you. But like, honestly, your dark type can't even run Chople Berry for it. And that's insane. Bolt Beam with those stats is insane. Yeah, like that dude gets every coverage imaginable. But back onto my Terrazarud is Jesus rant. Terrazarud is Jesus, especially Open Terra. Terrazarud is Jesus, and it might be him getting it that late in round 2 is crazy to me. I'm gonna keep it a buck. That late in round 2 is crazy. Now, on the other hand, I think Enamorus is a fraud. Terra Enamorus is Jesus, but normal Enamorus might constitute as a fraud in the JRicky book. So, that Pokemon has been on fraud watch for a while, and it will continue to be on my fraud watch, but I'm interested to see how Joey uses it, because I think it might be a fraud. Chat, do we think Enamorus is a fraud? What do you guys think? Do we think Enamorus is a fraud? I think Enamorus is a little bit of a fraud. About how amazing Terrazarud is. Thriller, who do you think told Cherry how amazing Terrazarud is? Who do you think told him that? Who do you think taught Cherry the ways of Terrazarud? At least Enamorus can pass a Healing Wish. True, Healing Wish is pretty valuable. I'd draft Enam. I'd draft Eman for like 6 points. Enamorus is my GOAT. Oh no, 16. We're down horrendous. If Enamorus is your GOAT, we're down bad. Enamorus is horrible. It's horrible. Can't wait to see Joey use Zarud after seeing Jack and BBL. Yeah, and Jack was limited to like poison. That guy with Open Terror is literally my Pokemon Jesus. Enam is weird. It's definitely scarier in prep than in battle. Yeah. First of all, hi A12. How are you doing? Thank you for stopping by the stream. I appreciate it. But yeah, Enam. I just don't rate Enam that highly. I don't know. I don't love Enamorus. I think you have to run Scarf on it a lot, and then it's weak to rocks, and it's like easier to revenge because its speed tier isn't even that good. So there's probably going to be a Scarf that's faster than it. Like Moonblast plus Earth Power is actually insane coverage, but I don't know. Maybe Joey will use Enamorus incredibly well and prove me wrong, but at the moment, Enamorus is on fraud watch. Enamorus is on fraud watch. I do just like that Enamorus feels like it's forced to run Scarf. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking, Metaloid. I think a lot of the times you have to run Scarf on it because otherwise it's just going to get outsped by things. And being locked into a move is as good as Fairy is offensively. Everybody drafts good Steel and Poison type, so like it's hard to make Enamorus work if it's Scarfed. Primarina is the GOAT. Primarina is the GOAT. Honestly, Double Fairy, I just noticed that you did Double Fairy. I rate that. I think it's alright. Haven't really used it a lot. Used it one time so I had to get how I feel. I wish I could take advantage of more physical coverage for superpower sets with Contrary. Yeah, being limited to basically like superpower plus play rough is a little tough, but it can work in some matchups. Iron Crown, I really like Iron Crown. I've been playing a lot of like in the showdown scene, and I've seen the light about Iron Crown. I think it's a pretty good Pokemon, especially for 13 points. I think it's a really good value pick there. Primarina is good. I like Primarina. I'm glad to see we're not super high on Primarina, and it's not like 15 points like I saw it be at some points in this generation. Like we were just super Primarina pilled and it was crazy. 12 points definitely feels like perfectly good value for it. Gouging Fire might have been PPL MVP, so him getting it that late. I feel like Joey was like drafting this team, was like he looked at the draft board and was like, shit, Gouging Fire is still on the board. You know what? Fuck points. I'm just going to take it. And he just took it. Smeargle is interesting. Terra Avalug. Joey was raving about Terra Avalug in our post-game interview when he played in PPL. So I'm excited to see how he does with that. And then I think Vileplume can be pretty decent for 5 points as well. I rate that. T-Spikes might be a little bit of a problem for this team. But Zarude can run Healing Wish. Enam and Gliscor are off the ground. Iron Crown doesn't care. Primarina can maybe run Boots. I guess Primarina is like the only Pokemon that really cares about Toxic. Everything else just does not give a shit. I think the best part of his team is Gliscor, Primarina, and Gouging Fire have so much gravity that they need to prep if they don't come. Yeah. I mean, if you don't prep for... Imagine having to prep for a Mewtwo, a Terra Zarude, and a Gouging Fire. Holy crap, that just made my brain explode. That made my brain explode. With Healing Wish, you mean Jungle Healing for Zarude. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yes. That or can just be like Terra Poison too. It's also a possibility. But I know Joey literally doesn't give 2 fucks about Hazard, so I wouldn't really worry about it that much. If there's somebody who knows how to play with hazards or who doesn't care about hazards and just run Boots, that's Joey. So I'm expecting to see a pretty decent amount of Boots on this team. But honestly, it's a pretty good team. Pretty good team. I'm going to put it up here and I love it. And then we'll decide if it owns my heart yet. But so far it owns my heart just because of Terra Zarude. Yo, what up, Glenn? Hi, Glenn. Thank you for stopping by the stream. How are you doing today? We're just ranking some BBL drafts for the first time. I'm looking at them for the first time. I wonder if he'll run Sun to abuse Leaf Guard. That could be interesting, actually. That could be a thought. That could be a thought. I don't think Double Fairy hurts Joey's team, honestly. Nah, I'm honestly a big believer in duplicate typings. I know a lot of people like see duplicate typings and immediately are like, I don't like that. But I actually am a big believer on doubling up on typings, especially if they are good typings. Like, I love doubling up on water types. I'm not going to lie. Drafting 2 water types is like my favorite thing to do ever. So drafting 2 fairy types might also be up there. So doing pretty good. Super excited for the season because I love these teams. You know what? The more I look at these teams, the more I'm excited. Like, I'm not a big Ubers guy, but I love it. I love it. I love it. Roll, resist, profile, type cores. Yeah, I think we're past the days of Fire, Water, Grass core, Fairy, Dragon, Steel core. I think we're past those days. I think it's much more important to like understand what that Pokemon accomplishes for the team in terms of its role. Because drafting a grass type just because it's a grass type sometimes is not, I mean, most of the time it's not even the most optimal play. So yeah, I'm glad we're past the Fire, Water, Grass core, Dragon, Fairy, Steel core. Like, it's about roles and making sure that the pieces support each other and not just drafting a Pokemon just because of that typing. Who's next on the list? Miami Dawn fan, my goat Kyle A. So chat, thoughts on round 3 Terraditto? Do we think that's a cook or do we think that's an overcook? Do we think that's a cook, chat, or do we think Kyle overcooked with the round 3 Terraditto? I'm interested to hear what you guys say. Cook or overcook? I'm saying cooked. Ditto is a great play for Uber. See, that's what I'm thinking, Metaloid, but I'm also thinking that it has potential to be an overcook. Could have waited a few more rounds at least. That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. Because like he definitely could have potentially waited a couple more rounds for it. But Kyle was defo on something. I mean, that's just the Kyle way. That's just the, oh my god, I just realized what his last pick is. Bro fucking picked Giratina as his last Pokemon. 1 point pitch is a steal. It should force some prep, and that's all you can really wish with a 1 point. I think he overcooked. 1 in prison and it can't do anything. You know what? But what if it imprisons first because it's scarfed and it's faster? Also, how does Ditto work with... I don't know who... I think... Was it Owen? I think I watched the beginning of Owen's video he did with like tier list and I was like... Was it? I don't know. Doesn't Terra Stellar work super bad with Ditto? Because doesn't it mean like you can't transform once you Terra into a Stellar? Is that not how it works, chat? Am I wrong? I think could have waited, maybe gotten a better Spiker Weber beforehand. I mean, Terra Ditto has the potential to be the steal of the century, but it also has potential to be an overcook. So, still really like this team, though. I mean, this is a Kyle 8 team, I think, through and through. I really like his team, too, because if you put that Giratina all the way at the top, Giratina into Chienpao into Great Tusk is an insane top 3. Like, Terra Iron Moth, also Jesus. Ditto no longer transform when switching out, while Terra, that Amal. Yes, thank you. Also, hi Jay. Hi Amal. Thank you for stopping in, first of all, and for letting me know, because I know it was something about Terra that made Ditto like bad. So like that might be an overcook. Amal, you are the king of cooking in Draft League. Do we think this round 3 Terra Ditto is a cook or an overcook? Because now that you said that, Amal, I think this is an overcook. I think Kyle burned the kitchen. So Ditto's a one-shot moment. Yeah, round 3 for this Ditto. I think he overcooked. I think he burned down the kitchen. But you know what? I respect it. Terra Iron Moth is insane. I think Iron Moth without Terra is okay, but Terra Iron Moth is really, really good. I would say that the Ditto pick really ruined his team, but then this motherfucker goes and picks up around 11 Giratina. But this was his choice. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I respect that. Kyle is the GOAT. He can make anything work realistically. I just looked at round 3 Terra Ditto and I was like, this has potential to be the steal of the draft or just the overcook. And I think we're landing on overcook. I'm going to say overcook for that, chat. I'm going to say overcook. Yeah, I'm going to say overcook. Amal GOAT. Jason, yo, Diet Tight. Hi. How are you? How are you, Jason? We haven't gotten to your team yet, but I think we'll get there soon. But yeah, so see, Kyle's team, if it wasn't for this Giratina in the last round, I would be like, yeah, Kyle kind of overcooked a little bit. But honestly, that Giratina there makes this team it's definitely in between I love it and I vibe with it. Let me look at it again. I'm not a big fan of Sylveon. I think Rotomosh is fine. Arboliva is fine. Jirachi's fine. Spite Ops Trapinch I don't care about too much anyways. But Great Tusk, Chienpao, Girit, yeah. You know what? I'm gonna give Kyle the benefit of the doubt, and I'm gonna put this in I love it, but I was lagging behind. I'm here now. Okay, welcome to the real time. Welcome to the real universe. I think I'm gonna put Kyle's team in I love it. I think Pao is super smart with all the dragons. Yeah, I think Chienpao, Great Tusk into Giratina with Terra Moth and then good defensive pieces like Rotomosh and Jirachi and Sylveon and Arboliva. I think that could be pretty good. So you know what? I am going to give Kyle the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to put into I love it. I think Terra Ditto has the potential to make it. I vibe with it because I think he overcooked the shit out of his kitchen with the round 3 Terra Ditto, especially if it can't. You can't transform again if you Terra. So like, why do we make it a Terra Captain? But I think if it's not a Terra Captain, it's still very, very good value. So I'm going to put into I love it. Yes. And look at this, Jason. You came in at the exact perfect time for us to look at your team. Okay, let's look at Jason's team. So Zamazenta, based. Giratina O, based. Terra Necrozma, based. I'm always right on time. I love that. Be careful. Dislike on the line. Okay. All right, chat. We have to gas this up like crazy. Jason, your team is dope as fuck. Okay. I mean, if he does get to the transforming to Ubers, that could be it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Amal. I don't think we need to put Terra on Ditto. I think we can move Terra from Ditto. Can he put Terra onto Arboliva? Or because he has 2 remaining Terra points, so maybe he can do that. I think if he goes Terra Arboliva and Terra Iron Moth, 2 sick Terra captains, and Ditto is like an okay like 5-pointer to have still. Because if you do transform into an Uber, that's insane value. But I think it's fine. Now, so what does regular Zamazenta do, chat? So in case you just got here, I actually don't know that much about Ubers, so I have to look up a lot of shit constantly. So nah, he has a Terra. Yeah, he tears a trap in because he's real. I mean, maybe. I think Terra, I believe it could be pretty sick. I really hope you get stuff done with mini art. Ooh. Minior Gaming, Terra Minior. Okay, that could be quite threatening. Terra Minior. So I really like Jason's team up until... Actually, I mean, I don't love Fortress, but I think for how late it was picked up, I think it's good, and it definitely fulfills the roles you were looking for it to do. I'm a big Quillfish believer. And Terra Minior is just like the spicy pick. Honestly, I do rate Jason's team as well. I really like it. I think Snorlax into Ubers is very strong because of the amount of like crazy ghost types that are running around. Snorlax is super interesting into that. Terra Necrozma is really, really strong. I really like that. And getting Zamazenta into Giratina O is pretty nice. You can run an item on this guy? Okay, this guy is broken. What? Zaya is super fast for no reason. That's what I'm saying. 138 speed is crazy. And you can write an item on this guy. Oh my god. Gira O doesn't. Fair. It has to run like the Grecius Orb or whatever, right? How does this guy even OU? This doesn't seem fair. I know they nerfed Dauntless Shield to be a one-time thing, but like... I like Giratina. I think Giratina is a cool Pokemon. Giratina O with Levitate? What does this actually do? I mean, you can't run an item, but you still get 1.2 power on it? Honestly, I vibe with that. I like that. I like that. I think, like, if it was an item that was just like a dud, like you couldn't, like you just had to hold the item and it didn't give you any boost in power, it'd be way worse, but you still get a 1.2 base power boost on Ghost and Dragon types. That's really strong, and that's basically the coverage you get and the coverage you need. Like, you get Aura Sphere, I guess, if you want for the dark types, which is pretty nice. I get some niche coverage, which I like. Will-O-Wisp, pretty cool. If this guy got reliable recovery, it would actually be over for everybody. But I mean, it gets Pain Split. Pain Split's not bad. 150 HP. Holy crap, this thing's fat. Maybe you don't want to run Pain Split on that, actually. Maybe we don't run Pain Split on that. I think with your only removal as Fortress, that can be an issue, but building strong with this team. Yeah, again, I don't think removal is that big of a deal in general. I think most of the time we'll be fine. I'm a big Azumarill believer. I love Azumarill so much, and I think Mamoswine, again, another ice step into all these Ubers can be really, really strong. So that's a pretty good like late round pickish. So honestly, we'll just stop the creep from the top tiers. Azu the GOAT. Azu is like I think you have a lot of good like anti-meta Pokemon. Stuff like Snorlax, Azumarill, even Fortress to an extent, and even Hisuian Quillfish. I think you have a lot of good like anti-meta picks, and I really like that. I really like that. I think that's super valuable. Your Terra Captains are good. I mean, Minior is that like fun, spicy Terra Captain pick. Most of the time you'll want to Terra the Necrozma, which by the way is disgusting. Terra Necrozma is insane. Yeah, I really do like this team. I think if you want hazards, you're going to have to bring a lot of the less good Pokemon. But I don't know if that's necessarily going to be an issue. I'd imagine you want to bring your Zamazenta, your Giratina, and your Necrozma every week. So that's 3 slots. Snorlax and Azumarill are pretty anti-meta picks, so we could see those coming a lot as well. And then it's basically going to be a slot for a hazard setter, so that could be a bit of a problem, but it's always like super matchup dependent, so I'm sure you can find a way to slide rocks into one of those guys or even a spiker or something. So I'm definitely gonna put this team down as an I love it, because I think it's like a super smart draft. I think it's a super smart draft. I think, like I said, there's a lot of anti-meta picks, and I think it's a smart draft. Bro, you got a tough schedule, Jason? I don't want to click on schedule because I think this is is this the official doc? Yeah, I'm using the official doc. I should probably using the fan doc, honestly. I should be using the fan doc probably, but you know what? I'll just go ahead and open that now. Same thing. Yeah, just so we don't spoil anything. And this way I can actually check schedule. So who did you play week 1, Jason? Sol Galeo, so that was Dell. It was a tough game. Going up tomorrow. Make sure you guys check out all the BBL coaches. Chat. I'm gonna be locked in probably. Played Dell. I didn't rate Dell's team too highly, so you have a decent shot according to my tier list. According to my tier list, you have a decent shot. But yeah, I like your team, Jason. I think it's a smart draft. Very good power at the start. Good anti-meta picks. I dig it. I dig it. Speed is also fine because for some reason Zamazenta is fastest Pokemon in the history of the universe. I just get nervous for you, Shuckle, and it's whatever, but I think you have decent matchups. Yeah, I think he has the tools to be able to like work around any matchup, to be honest. I vibe with it. I vibe with the team. It's definitely an I love it team. It's gonna be a grind all season. I mean, with the level of competition we have, absolutely it's gonna be a grind. But I got the GOAT Thriller giving support. He really is the GOAT. He really is the GOAT. But yeah, good luck, Jason. You got this. Yeah, I'm sure you got this. Amal. Okay, can we see Amal's team on stream right now? We can see a little bit. We can see a little bit. I'll move it just a tiny bit, chat, so we can see it better, and then I move it back when I go to rate the team. But Amal has. I mean, Amal did the funny. Amal did the thing that he always does. He did the funny. He picked the Palkia and Dialga Origin, both Origin forms. Those guys can't run items, right? Origin, Palkia. I can't fucking type. Palkia, Origin. Yeah, we can't run an item, but it still gives the 1.2 boost, just like the Grease Sword. Yo, Thriller with the 50. Thriller, you are way too kind, brother. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. Thank you so much, Thriller, for that. I super, super appreciate it. You are way too kind. Just you being here and just hanging out and just chatting is more than enough love for me. So I appreciate the extra generosity. I definitely appreciate it. Chat, if you haven't checked out Thriller yet, first of all, check him out because he's going to be doing BBL analyst content as well. And second of all, he's just like, he's the GOAT. He's super kind and generous, and I show him support. I thank you, Thriller. Super, super appreciate that. You're way too kind. Gotta support my fellow analyst? Hell yeah, brother. I'm scared what he's gonna do with Umbreon. Oh, Amal has Umbreon. Oh, it's over for everybody. Oh, for a second I thought it was Terra. For a second, dude, this dude has Terra Graveler. Okay, all right. This dude has Terra Graveler. I was looking at these Pokemon because I actually don't have any idea how the Origin forms work. What's the difference between these guys and the base forms? Still 680 base stat total. Palkia becomes faster. So the move pool is the same. I mean, I know Palkia is like super, super strong, and I'm a big Dialga fan. And I mean, I know you can't run an item, but you still get that 1.2 boost. So I think it's pretty cool. And honestly, let's attack for more speed and Spadaf. Okay, so Dialga just becomes fatter. Oh yeah, because the other one is 100. Right. Nice. Okay. I mean, I gassed the shit out of who had regular Dialga that I really liked. Oh, it was Owen. Yeah, I gassed the shit out of regular Dialga. So these two together, honestly, that's such an Amal thing to do, and I will give it extra points for that for sure. And item lock, yeah, you can't run an item, but it's not like the item is like completely useless. You still get a boost into attack and special attack, which is pretty nice. That's pretty nice. And then you also have Terra Ogerpon. Love that. Terra Ogerpon is really good. Volcarona. Okay, Donphan is nice, right after Volcarona. Gengar, I mean, I'm a Gengar. Graveler's Custaps, Rocks, Terra, Ghost Explosion. Honestly, if Amal manages to pull that off, that's insane. Donovan, if he pulls up with a Terra Ghost, Rocks, Custapberry, Explosion, Graveler, honestly, hats off to you, sir. Honestly, hats off to you. Gengar, Umbreon, Hawlucha, Hatterene, and Graveler. Terra Normal Boom. Honestly, yeah, just go for the extra power. Did I do something wrong? No. Why? No, you did not. Did you get, like, timed out or message deleted or something? I don't see anything, Donovan. With Choice Band, that's the real deal. You said so real. I mean, aimable. Amal. I'm gonna be honest. If you Terra the Graveler over the Ogerpon, we might have problems. It's Terra goes to Spin Block. Why Spin Block if you can just Terra Normal and explode and kill it? Isn't that just better? Isn't that just better? Now, Amal, I'll be honest. I think Gengar's a fraud. I think Gengar sucks. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I think Gengar sucks. But you can maybe prove me wrong on that. I think Umbreon is a pretty nice pick in Ubers. I always have problems. I mean, you always draft you draft wacky, but I respect it. I'm a bad child. It's solar, so you want priority for HL. Fair. But I think Gengar is a bit of a fraud. Hawlucha and Hatterene are interesting picks on this team. Hatterene I get with Volcarona because we definitely want to try to bounce back the rocks. Hawlucha's an interesting pick. I'm guessing you needed something off the ground with some speed and defog, and I guess Hawlucha's interesting. I mean, me included, I look at Hawlucha, I'm like, where's the terrain support? There's no terrain support. It's bad, but Hawlucha on its own might be a decent enough Pokemon. A good flying type? Yeah, you definitely needed it. Because ground was looking a little scary into you. We don't want to be using our Terra Ogerpon as a ground switch in. I mean, I'm interested to see how Hawlucha will fit on this team. Does it need the terrain to be good? Yeah. Honestly, you might be right, Glenn. But I just look at Hawlucha, I'm like, where's the terrain support? But maybe it doesn't need it. Maybe it can just be a fat Pokemon anyways with like defog and roost and like U-turn and stuff. So Amal is your best and worst nightmare when it comes to battling. Yeah, we can't predict what the hell Amal is bringing. Like, we can't. Like, I battled Amal once in the BBR. He had a Spectre, which first of all shouldn't have been allowed, but he had a Spectre. I had a Hydreigon, Tyranitar, and a Heatran, and I was like, I'm so fine into Spectre, and then Spectre swept me anyways because he trapped me with Gothitelle and ran like double kick on Spectre and Mudshot and all these different things. And I was like, fuck, I just got so out prepped. Hawlucha with rock support can definitely run other items. Does it get normal gem fake out? No, I don't think it gets fake out. But an easy way to also enable it is just to run like, first of all, you can run a Citrus Berry if you're going to be using it as a pivot. So you can trigger it that way, or you can just run like close combat White Herb type thing. That could also work. Also red card packs for Booster Valley. Oh yeah, you did pull out with the fucking red card from Iron Valiant. I do remember that too. Yeah. No, you cooked me that game. You absolutely cooked me that game. I'm interested to see what you do with Gengar, because I think Gengar is bad. I think Gengar is... I don't like Gengar. And then the Hawlucha pick is also an interesting one. Non-Terra Volcarona, I'm not sure how I feel about it either, but I'm excited just to see how it... Well, wait for Gengar tomorrow. Honestly, I mean, if you prove me wrong, Amal, I have no problem in holding my hands up and saying I was wrong about Gengar, but I don't rate Gengar at all. I don't rate it in the regular meta. Maybe it's a little bit better in Ubers because there's a lot of ghost types and maybe in psychic types, and maybe it can have more viability there, but I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna put Amal's team in looks okay because I think his team just looks okay. Like, there's a couple of good Pokemon, but honestly, Amal never drafts the most optimal Pokemon draft, and he ends up just cooking the shit out of people anyways. BBR champion. Was your BBR draft, Amal, a meme, or what did you do with your BBR draft? Because you won, so I don't remember if you did any particular like crazy thing. What week will you sweep with Graveler? The correct answer is all of them. Mirror Herb Tech? Honestly, yes. We can run just Amal nonsense. Fair. We can run like mental herb. We can run like Mirror Herb with like Encore to lock other things into it. And then I can definitely see Amal cooking something with like that. Like Mirror Herb, Halucha into can't spoil who the victim will be. I mean, the schedule is public, so we can look. Keegan? What was it, Keegan potentially? We haven't looked at Keegan's team, but when I look at it, I will definitely keep an eye out for the Gengar matchup and see how good Gengar does into it. But yeah, I'll put Amal's team into looks okay, but I'm honestly, Amal can like cook with anything. Please let it be Keegan. Whoa, what's with the Keegan hate? What's with this Keegan hate? My goat Keegan, what? That's crazy. Could have been Keegan if Graveler didn't lost Sucker Punch. Oh no, Sucker Punch Graveler would have been crazy into Keegan. Jeez, we've been robbed of an epic moment. We've been robbed of an epic moment. Next up is Obo. Obo. Where's Obo? Ooh, I like this. That was a thing. I'm honestly shocked that Amal knows that Graveler used to get Sucker Punch and now it doesn't. But he will make Cosmog good. No, okay, Cosmog is literally unsalvageable. There's no way anybody can make there's no way anybody can make that thing good. Cosmog. It's just not a thing. Okay, so Keegan's team, like these first 5 Pokemon I love. As just like, oh my god, they look so cool. Eviolite Teleport, Pivot, but just use Cosmoem. Yeah, honestly, if you're gonna use a shit Pokemon, at least evolve it. It's Amal we're talking about. He swept Galvani with an Oshawott. Top 10 best Pokemon Draft League moments ever. Love Obo's team. Surprised he didn't go Roaring Moon. Maybe he didn't have the points for it. I think Terra Raging Bolt is another Jesus. Why is Bennett not Terra? He has the points. Great question. Maybe he plans on making some transactions and he wants to save the Terra points, I guess. I think Obo eventually made a Terra captain. Yeah, maybe he did. Maybe it's just not updated here. I'm looking at the fan doc, Glenn, so maybe it will be updated next week. Yo, Aquatic Naturalist with the tier 1 for 4 months. My goat. The first 3 complement each other very well. Yeah, and then he has Laboon Sneasler for the terrain support. Obo has such a fun comp. Yeah, his first 5 are like really, really nice. I really like his first 5. After that, like, I guess Mandibuzz is fine and Milotic is fine as bulkier pieces. Goodra Hisui, I've used it and I liked it. I quite enjoyed it. I think Porygon 2 is not a real Pokemon in Gen 9. I'm not going to lie. I don't think it's a real Pokemon at all. And then Banette is just Banette. But honestly, these Pokemon are like pretty good. I really, really like these. I really, really like these. Obo's team hot take is the worst team in the league. Whoa, Thriller. Whoa, Thriller. That is a hot take. Because from the teams I've seen so far, I don't think it's that bad. Rip P2, if you like, go back in the day. Yeah, P2 used to be the GOAT. But now I think P2 is just not a real Pokemon. The problem I found with Groudon, you are kind of forced to bring it every game, which is not bad. But if the Opa has Chi or Fluttermane, it can be difficult. Yeah, I guess giving Sun to other teams is not great. But having to bring Groudon every week is not a problem because Groudon might as well be Jesus. Groudon. Because isn't this thing get like Precipice Blades? Isn't that Groudon? Yeah, this thing gets Precipice Blades. It's just like, it's so strong. It's so strong. That's a double-edged sword you play with. Yeah, with weather. Yeah, especially with a lot of these, especially in Gen 9. Exactly. There's so many Photosynthesis Pokemon running around. Maybe Rain Dance Goodra could be a tech here. Maybe. I mean, his team really benefits from Sun too, because of Raging Bolt and Screamtail. But maybe we can see other things. The one thing I want to ask of Obo is that he does not fall into the trap of running Grassy Seed Sneasler every fucking week. Sneasler is trash if you run it like that every single week. I'm not saying to never run it like that, but sometimes all you need to do is just slap a Choice Band on it and click Choice Band U-turn with Poison Touch and poison the switch in. And then next time you can close combat, and then maybe you switch out, and then the next time it comes in, it's in 2 KO range of close combat. Like, those are the type of things I need to see from the Sneasler. Those are the things I need to see from the Sneasler. Because people fall into the trap of just running fucking unburdened sets every week, and it just makes the Pokemon trash. Don't do that. Obo, if you're listening to this right now, or if you're watching this in the future, I will DM you if I see you run Unburdened Sneasler every week. Sneasler is one of his better revenge killers, not his win con here. Yeah, I don't want him to tunnel vision on Sneasler, Unburdened Sneasler endgame, because I feel like that's the mistake most people make with Sneasler. I think if you run it as speed control, like a Choice Scarfer, or you run it as like a pure wall breaker with like close combat and gunk shot, that's the type of shit we need to see. We need to see the Power Herb Meter Beam, Power Herb Dig. I mean, if it's Power Herb Dig, I'm vibing with it. I'm with it. Just please don't be Grassy Seed every week. I can't take it. I can't take seeing Sneasler used that badly again. Please. Mandibuzz, good dark type, is definitely good in Ubers. Maybe it doesn't have the damage output to actually check it. Assault Vest Sneasler's thoughts? I mean, depending on the matchup, it's not horrible. Like, if you need to switch into a Glamora, just pray you don't get Earth Powered. Or Volker, or the Iron Moth, just pray you don't get Psychicked. Or Fiery Dance, probably won't do that much, so maybe. I'd use that Caesar set to beat a Toxapex and win the game. I mean, that's fire. That's pretty cool. But yeah, I was saying, like, Mandibuzz is always good. It's always good to have a dark type in Ubers, but I don't know if it's going to have the damage output. To be a good, reliable check 2 offensive ghost types. Because, like, I think Lunala just sits in front of this guy anyways. So I'm interested to see. Like, Milotic and Mandibuzz are just the type of Pokemon I really dislike using, so I'm kind of tempted to not love it that much, but he does have Terra Raging Bolt, which again is like a top 3 Terra Captain for sure. So if he can use that well, I think his team can be really, really good. Round 3 Screamtail is a little interesting. Don't know why he went it that early. I think he could let it sit, but he ended up picking up the Rillaboom and Sneasler next, so it's not like the end of the world. AV Sneasler makes no sense. Anything makes sense in Draft League, Donovan. Honestly, anything makes sense in Draft League. Like, there's so many specific scenarios that you can, like, prep for in a game where, like, you can make it work. Like, you can make it work. Most likely to use on someone like Raging Bolt. Yeah, but like Raging Bolt as your Terra Captain, you might want to run like Calm Mind with like Booster Energy or something. So nothing is impossible in Draft League. There's definitely been some crazy sets. Like, I ran a full physically defensive Hisuian Typhlosion to wall a Cinderace, and it worked. It's just Draft League is incredible because of that. So any set can make sense in any matchup, depending on if it's good in the matchup. If you're just bringing random stuff just to be funny, then no. I don't know how to feel about Obo's team. It feels like a bunch of mid Pokemon. Like, Groudon, Raging Bolt, really strong, but then after that, it just kind of feels like a bunch of mid Pokemon. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't think I like it enough to put it into I love it. I think I'll put it into I vibe with it. Because I really, really do like Terra Raging Bolt. Screamtail is not mid. No, I'm a big Screamtail believer. I love Screamtail. I don't... Round 3 is a little too early. And then, like, Screamtail almost made you lose. I dodged skillfully. No luck involved. But, like, I don't know. Compared to some of the teams that I've looked at so far, I can't put it into I love it. So I'm going to put it into I vibe with it. I think it's a good team. I think it has some good pieces. I think Terra Raging Bolt is Jesus. I think Groudon can be super strong. If he uses Sneasler right, it can be good. I think he has the bulk to back it up. I don't like P2 at all. I don't think it's a real Pokemon. So I'm going to go ahead and put it into I love it. I'm going to put it into I love it. Iron Treads is great. Yeah, it is absolutely great. Not any huge weakness that I see besides... I mean, most teams will be weak to fucking Flutter Mane because the dual combination of stats is crazy, but... I don't love it. I vibe with it. I don't love it. Next up, we have CB Marcus. Okay. CB Marcus. You guys can see CB Marcus on stream. Can you guys see this screen properly? I guess you kind of can. If I move it like this, can we still see Marcus's team? Can we still see Marcus's team? We can. A little bit. We can. Hello. Yo, bro beans. Yo, bro beans. How are you today? Thank you for stopping by the stream. I appreciate it. Hope you are having a good Saturday. Marcus, Palkia Dragapult, Zapdos Terra Excadrill, Tentacruel my go, Tyranitar, Gardevoir, Rabombi, Mienshao, and Voltorb Hisui. This is a cool team. I like this team. Palkia Pulse Double Dragon is interesting. Hope you're doing well yourself. I am. Thank you. Thank you. I checked the doc, but I might be wrong for some reason. Age Voltorb can't be a Terra Captain. I'm sure he can. I'm sure it can. Wait, why can't it? Maybe that's just a... Maybe that's bad. That's... I don't know. Actually, the doc does say he can do it. I don't know if he... I don't see any reason why he couldn't do it. ZU Pokemon draft only? When? I mean, that could be an interesting idea, Bratz Beats. That could be an interesting idea. The team really falls off after the first 3 picks. I think... I mean, I'm a big fan of Tentacruel. I think it's just a doc issue. It might be. Honestly, Bratz Beats... I don't know, by the way, guys. I don't know if anybody who's here checked out my video from yesterday. But we won't be joining another draft league for another couple of months, but another thing that I discussed in the video is potentially making a community Discord. So once we hit 1.5k subs, I might make a community Discord. Would that be something you guys would be interested in? And we can use that to obviously hang out. I can help you guys build. You can help each other with matchups. We can do a little Q&A type video, and we can also run draft leagues. And a potential ZU Pokemon draft only is something I'd be very interested in. Chienpao and Pull are not on the same level. Pull being an Uber is still crazy to me. I mean, Pult is, in Draft League particularly, super incredibly strong. It was in the same tier as Chienpao, yeah. I mean, I can see that. I think Chienpao might be better than Pult. I haven't watched any draft analysis, Zio, but I might have to. I know CB Marcus puts out some... He's the GOAT with, like, slides and everything. Oh my god, he's a wizard. Chienpao is a little more dimensional, yeah. Dragon Ball's also very good in Ubers. I would assume so, Keegan. Also, hi, Keegan. Yeah, Pult is probably very, very good in Ubers. I think Ghost types are just become better in Ubers, and because it's so fast... Yeah, I'm interested to see how it does with Palkia. Palkia, like, double dragon type is interesting. Double dragon, Palkia into Dragapult is pretty interesting for sure. Palkia into Dragapult is pretty interesting. Honestly, I like the team. I was saying, like, I think Tentacruel, I'm a big Tentacruel fan. I think for roll compression, it's probably like the best you can get as a water type that spins, sets up T-spikes, is a grounded poison. So I think for roll compression, it's really good. Tyranitar, I mean, if you pick up Excadrill, you have to pick Tyranitar up, even though I think 14 might be a little expensive, but it does get knockoff now, so it's definitely better. I think Gardevoir is one of the better fairy types in this generation as well. Rabombi is cute for webs, and Mienshao is a pretty decent Pokemon as well. Just chilling, getting week 1 video done. Oh my god, we get week 1 tomorrow, chat. It's going to be super exciting. It's going to be super exciting. Check out all the coaches. Honestly, if you haven't checked out all the coaches, I should have linked them all in my description. Keegan, is there a Pokepaste? Not Pokepost. Is there a paste bin with everybody's links from the BBL yet? You just click Specs Moonblast against his team. Overall, I like Marcus's team. I think Terra Excadrill is a very interesting concept, and I'm excited to see how it does. I'm excited to see how it does, honestly. Sand is my issue with weather teams is you're basically locking in slots every week anyways if you want to bring the weather. So like Excadrill plus DM the paste bin. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm gonna put that John in my description. I'm gonna put that guy into my description. So chat, if you haven't checked out all the BBL coaches, I will go ahead and link them all in the description. So they should be in the description now if you guys want to go ahead and make sure you are subscribed to all of them, because tomorrow is week 1 and tomorrow is going to be an exciting day. I don't love Ubers, but I'm excited to see how it plays. I haven't seen Ubers play out in like a couple of generations, so interesting. I don't think he has to bring Sandrush every week. Just like doesn't, yeah. I mean, yeah, but also if you want to get maximum value out of Excadrill, Sand just makes it so much better. Sand just makes it so much better. Like, he doesn't need Sand to function, but if you're paying 19 points for a Terra Excadrill, you're most likely going to want to bring Sand. Even if it's not your win con, you can even run like Sand Force if you want, but you're probably going to want to be bringing Tyranitar and Excadrill together, which then leaves 4 slots open. You're probably going to bring your Palkia or your Dragapult. Zapdos, I don't think it's ever going to have a bad matchup, so that's 5 slots. Tentacruel and then Gardevoir can be like sort of those flex spots, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. They're good Pokemon, but that's the only thing I always dislike about drafting weather teams, is that you're just locking in slots. But I'm excited to see Terra Excadrill. Honestly, I'm excited to see. I'm probably a bigger fan of this draft than most people are. I actually do kind of love it. So I think I'm going to put it in there. Because I think Palkia Pole is super interesting, and then you slap on like Sand there with Terra Excadrill. I feel like it can be pretty good. Orlando Magic. Chat, who's Orlando Magic? Is that it's whatever? Did he change from the... Oh wait, is that Keegan? Wait, Keegan, you have a oh. What happened to the Olympic Flygon? The flip, man. You gotta represent football in the draft league community. What the frick, man? You go into one incarnation just because of that. I'm just kidding. Keegan. Yeah, what the flip, bro? That's what I'm saying. What the flip, man? Keegan. Okay. I actually looked at your team before, Keegan. I was like, oh, I love the top 3. I changed it because you are the only one in the community who pronounces it correctly. What would people say, like Olympic Flygon? That would trigger me too, to be honest. Honestly, I respect you for that. Olympic Flygon would trigger me a little bit. That would make me want to change my team logo. It's Olympic Flygon. These guys know nothing, Keegan. These guys know nothing. I respect it anyways. Flygons had to drop the team. Yeah, honestly, I respect it. Okay, isn't Lunala like the best fucking Uber in the history of the universe? Isn't Lunala like the best Uber in the history of the universe? Like, this guy just looks disgusting. I look at Lunala and I'm like, how do you kill this guy? I guess with the dark move, because it's a psychic ghost type, so like knockoff is probably a big thing for it. But again, Moongeist Beam into Moonblast, it's just like this Pokemon is gonna hit. This Pokemon is just gonna hit everything super hard, and it's like no team is gonna have fun. No team is gonna have fun. Greninja, top 5 Pokemon for me in regular Draft League. Greninja's a top 5 Pokemon. I love this guy. Tera Kingambit, I'm actually super excited to see how it performs. Because I was super high on Kingambit, on like Tera Kingambit. I was like, oh my god, this Pokemon is broken. To then I was like, Tera Kingambit actually sucks. And now I'm sort of like in between. I'm like, Tera Kingambit can be pretty cool. So I'm actually excited to see how you use it, Keegan. I'm gonna see if Tera Kingambit is amazing or if it's okay. Weak to hatches a bit because without its ability to rough, one tapped by Darkrai. I mean, just don't leave it into on a dark type attack. It's probably the best course of action you can do there. If this is at full HP, I mean, is this a Pokemon you just run boots on every time? Power Herb. I mean, not even like, I mean, the standard set at least doesn't have it. Greninja has been a little disappointing for me so far. I mean, Thomas, that's clearly a skill issue and not anything to do with Greninja, so I'm guessing that's why we went round 4 Florges, so we can have a good, reliable Dark Resist. Each mon is versatile on its own, even the mid-low tiers. Yeah. I was looking at this team and I was like, also, Keegan, why is Swalot not Tera? Make Swalot Tera. Is it Tera? It probably is Tera. I mean, you have the leftover points, so maybe it is, and the dock is just bugging out. But make Swalot Tera. Come on, it deserves it. Because I was gonna say, like, I really like the first 3 picks, and then everything after that just seems like mid Pokemon, which could potentially work. It is 3 points to Tera. Oh, so it's like 5 points in total. It is 3 points because it says you have on your budget. Okay, I see. See, I really like the first 3. I think Infernape, Keegan, I think Infernape's a fraud. I'm not gonna cap. I think Infernape is a fraud, especially at 13 points. I think that guy's a fraud. Fraud watch. Infernape's on fraud watch. I don't really like this Pokemon that much in this generation. I think it's like a 10 pointer. So 13 feels a little steep. But again, if you can prove me wrong, I will gladly admit I was wrong. I will gladly admit I was wrong. I mean, I like this team. It doesn't super excite me. Infernape is him, breaks all Lana's checks. Oh, I get the Terra rules now. So Glenn just had a moment where he just like understood the rules. Knockoff is one of the best moves, probably. Bravo Sam every week. No defog having to bring boots. Knockoff is super rough for Keegan. I mean, yeah, again, I think he's more than fine running boots, and then it's just like a matter of not letting it take a knockoff. Not letting it just take a random knockoff and you'll be vibing. We also do have Blasters for spins. Bringing boots every week sounds like my bag. Yo, Keegan, remember when we played in BBR and you ran like 5 boots? I remember that. My game plan was like Hazard Stack with Clodsire, and this guy just pulled up with like 5 heavy duty boots on like, and I was like, okay, well there goes my game plan. I'm setting up spikes for fucking nothing. So yeah, Keegan definitely does not have a problem with running boots on Pokemon. And he also has a Blasters that can spin. Blasters is pretty difficult to spin block, I guess. Nice, that's content. Yeah. That battle was so long too. That battle was so long. Yeah, I didn't realize that making a Terra increases the total price of them on. Yeah. I did that against the next Clodsire I played against. to get to the same reaction. I mean, I was like, yeah, well, let me set up spikes, and I was all, and then everything was boots, and I was like, shit, all these setting up spikes was for nothing. This was for nothing. I mean, there's a lot of interesting Pokemon on the team. There's a lot of interesting Pokemon on the team, but Pokemon that I do not believe in. But I might just be a hater, and you might have to prove me wrong. But Keegan is too high rated. Yeah, Keegan is just he's just I mean, he's been playing Draft League since like forever. He just knows all the strats. He has all the strats, bro. Yeah, I mean, this team has a lot of Pokemon that I personally do not believe in. I am not an Infernape believer. I am not a Florges believer. I am not a Bronzong believer. I am not a Mudsdale believer. Those are 4 Pokemon I do not believe in. I am, however, a regular Houndstone believer. I'm pretty high on Blastoise more than other people. I think the Dunsparce is pretty cool, and I think Swalot's pretty cool. If Florges Slander will not be tolerated, I mean, I don't think Florges is bad. It's just not my type of Pokemon. I just really dislike drafting Pokemon like Florges and Sylveon, honestly. That's why I always rather draft something like a Screamtail or a Gardevoir. Florges is broken in Uber is the only fairy that doesn't die to hits. Honestly, I could see that because of its insane Spadep stat, and maybe that's why you went with it round 4. So, silly question, but is Marshadow allowed? I don't even think Marshadow's in the game. I don't think Marshadow's in the game, so no. It is not allowed. But you know what? Overall, Keegan, I'm going to put your team into I vibe with it. I don't love it because there's a lot of Pokemon that I do not believe in, but I will be so happy if you end up proving me wrong. Like, honestly, I don't have that much knowledge on the Ubers meta, so maybe you do have some very anti-meta picks. Like, maybe Florges is the GOAT, and maybe stuff like Bronzong and Dunsparce are the GOATs, and maybe Infernape is Jesus and Ubers. Who knows? But for me personally, I just vibe with your team. I think your first 3 picks are like really, really strong. I vibe with it. I don't love it. I don't hate it. I just vibe with it. I think it's an okay team, but I'm excited to see how you use a lot of these Pokemon, because maybe I am just wrong, and maybe I just need to get good at the game and get good opinions. That could be it. I'd like to know on your thoughts on some of them. I mean, we can, Dylan, but like I just said, I actually don't have that much knowledge on the Ubers meta, so I don't know if I'd be able to add enough. But we can look at the Ubers that weren't picked. I know Lugia was one of them, and Lugia just is bad, so yeah. Okay, so next up is Chimpact, right? I think this is Chimpact. Zekrom, Terratoran, love it. Terapagos, nice. Tinkathon, nice. Mascot, my mascot. Lando Eye. Interesting. Sinistcha, my baby. Not Terra, but still my baby. Overquilt, really good. Ogerpon, Heartflame. Decent. Keldeo. Honestly, I have a love-hate relationship with Keldeo. After having used it for an entire season in the PPL, I have a love-hate relationship with Keldeo. I want it to be good so bad. And it's supposed to be good, but like it's just not. I don't know. Is Keldeo a fraud, chat? Is Keldeo a fraud? Also, if you were just now popping in, thank you for stopping by, first of all. And make sure to leave a like on the stream if you haven't yet. Kinda lol. Yeah, that's where I am at, Glenn. It's like, I don't want to believe Keldeo's a fraud, but it might be. I don't want to believe it, but it might be. I told you, no, I'm not admitting defeat just yet, Thomas. Chimpact might save me. What are your thoughts on Reshiram and Necrozma Donwank? I was discussing earlier at the start of the stream. I think last Uber's League I watched, I think it was also BBL and D-Ray had Reshiram, and he fucked shit up with Reshiram, so it looks cool. And across my Dawnwings, I don't even know its typing. So it's also Psychic Ghost. Okay, with Prism Armor. 157 special attack, Jesus Christ. Psychic Ghost. Psychic Ghost. I mean, its move pool looks kind of shite. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, Moongeist Beam is strong. Psychic, yeah. Do you get a fighting move? They did Necrozma Wing so dirty. I mean, maybe, but maybe there's also a reason why I wasn't picked. I mean, it doesn't get anything to hit dark types. No fairy, no fighting moves. Yeah, that's what I was saying. It doesn't get anything to hit dark types, so maybe that's what holds it back a little bit. But I mean, something with 150 special attack. They need to give more Pokemon Aura Sphere. Honestly, true. It lost Rock Polish. Oh, that's actually sad for it. This guy with Rock Polish and like Meteor Beam Power Herb, it gets Meteor Beam, right? Does this guy not get Meteor Beam? Yeah, it does. Yeah, so Meteor Beam Power Herb could be pretty sick with like Rock Polish. Unfortnite. Doesn't Lunala get Moonblast? It gets Dazzling Gleam and Moonblast, yes. So I don't know why Necrozma doesn't. It gets Moonlight. That's a fairy move. Right? That's a fairy move. Chimpact. Zekrom. Refresher on Zekrom, chat, because I actually don't know this guy. It has 150 attack with Bolt Strike. As long as you don't miss, that's insane. Fusion Bolt, very strong as well. What dragon move does this guy get? Just Dragon Claw? Do we need a stronger move that's not Dragon Claw, chat? Because Dragon Claw feels kind of shit. I'm not gonna lie. Like 80 base power? I mean, it gets Scale Shot and Outrage. So maybe we don't run Dragon Claw on this guy a lot. But I really like. I'm gonna instantly put Chimpact Steam in. I love it because it just has a lot of Pokemon that I hold near and dear to my heart. Tinkaton, Sinistra, even Keldeo has a soft spot in my heart. I see myself using Exeter and Brick Break on him. Good. Yeah, I mean, you can run a little mixed Necrozma with like Dragon Dance and stuff, I guess. Yeah, I love Chipac's team. I think Terra Tornadus is a top 3 Terra captain. Zekrom looks like a pretty decent Uber. Only thing I don't like is 9 mons, but like I get it. I mean, yeah, but if you have 9 Pokemon that are like good, it's better. I mean, between Chimpact's team and Seabat's team, realistically, they both have 9 Pokemon. Because Seabat has Dipplin and Jumpluff as his last 2. Those guys are never coming to any game whatsoever. So he's basically playing with 9 Pokemon as well. Like how he immediately took time to get the best ground immunity for ground weakness. Yeah, Terra Tornadus is so good. Terrapagos, I think, is really good for a round 3 pick. I think it's decent. Tinkaton is nice for roll compression. Lando, I am not super sold on. I think it might be a little bit of a fraud. Like 16 points seems a lot for it. But maybe I'm wrong. I think regular Sinistra is still good. Lando is flexible as hell. It's a little less flexible now, though, because you don't have knockoff. You don't have rock polish. Low-key Seabat might even get Lugia for ground types. No, Lugia is the worst Pokemon in Ubers, and it's never going to get picked. Please. Rock's physical special demon? Yeah. I mean, it's a good wall breaker, but you have to run Life Orb a lot to get the damage that you want. And then it's really slow, and it doesn't have a way of boosting its speed. So it's like it's super easy to revenge. Super easy to revenge. And that's kind of a problem in this meta. Overcroll, I think, is really cool. People keep telling me Ogerpon Heartflame is really, really good. I just don't see it. I honestly, I don't see it. I think Ogerpon, Heartflame, and Keldeo for a combined 30 points is a lot. I don't think Keldeo is worth 15, chat. I'm not going to lie. After having used it, I don't think Keldeo is worth 15 points. I probably wouldn't pay 15 points for Keldeo. I think I'd pay like 14, 13, but 15 seems like a lot. And then Ogre Bomb Heartflame, being weak to rocks, not being able to run boots, gonna force Terrapagos to spin a lot. But Mold Breaker is a very cool ability to have in Ubers because of the amount of like multi-scale ish abilities. So that could be pretty cool. So maybe Ogre Pond Heartflame does have a real spot in Ubers. Keldeo fell off after Urshifu Rapid Strike came out. Yeah, it's just been power crept, I think. It's just been power crept. Like, you can run Focus Blast, but Focus Blast, we all know that moves kind of sucks, so we don't want to run that. So we end up running like Secret Sword, and then, I don't know. Maybe Chimpact will use it better than I did, but I don't think Keldeo is worth 15 points. I think it's a little too much. I think it's a little too much for it, but maybe it will be better in the Ubers metagame. Who knows? Who knows, chat? Who knows? Yeah, we'll have it in Love It, because I think top 3 are really, really strong, and then there's a lot of Pokemon that I just really like on this team. So I like this team. I really like this team. I like it. Ooh. Next up is Shuckle King, who was round 3. Okay, this is a good team. I like this. I like it. 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 I love it. Honestly, I'm putting it straight into I love it, because honestly, I do love it. Zacian, GOAT Pokemon. Holy crap. Look at this. Zacian, Intrepid Sword. It is only a one-time thing, which kind of sucks, but 138 base speed. Jesus Christ, that's a lot. What is Quilladin for? Let me enlighten you on the power of Quilladin. Spikes. Fat ground resist. This guy checks like any Earthquaker in the game. And it has spikes, so it's not passive. And we don't have to bring, like, if we're terraing our Ogerpon Wellspring, we don't want this guy on defensive duties and setting up spikes. We want it fucking shit up. We want it to fuck shit up. So that's why we have Quilladin. Good ground resist. Good bulky grass type. With leech type. With leech. Oh, so, okay, so great tusk check. Kinda too, yeah. Like, this guy with the Eviolite is really, really fat. Has recovery and can spike up and can like leech seed and spiky shield and stuff like that. So I'm a Quilladin believer. But yeah, like Shuckle King just seems like he was constantly picking up the best Pokemon on the board. Whoops. Did I just break the fan dock? Also, the fact that anybody can edit this is probably not a great idea. Right? Probably not a great idea. Yeah, this team is insane. I love this team. Round 2 Iron Treads and Ubers when there's a Zarude still there I don't love it. But maybe he just really, really valued having the spin. Because honestly, once Tusk and Treads go, the spinners kind of suck. Like Terrapagos can spin, but outside of that, like spinners kind of suck. So I respect him for picking up that thing so early. Latios, Darkrai, I mean, Darkrai been on Fraud Watch for a while, so I'm excited to see how it does. But honestly, I love this team. If this was Terra Hariyama, I'd be all over it, but I understand that he can't do it with Terra Ogerpon, so it makes sense. But this team is absolutely I love this team. I think this team is really, really strong. I think it's a really, really strong team. I'm not huge on Deoxys defense, but I think it can be pretty nice. Huge wall breaking potential between those two, yeah. I think he has a lot of good raw power with like Zacian, Ogerpon, Latios, and Darkrai. He's got good bulk. Hariyama is a little underrated. I love it. Good team support. His hazard game is okay. I like this team. I don't see any major glaring weaknesses. A bit weak to steel types. Steel types don't tend to be that offensive anyway, so it's fine for the most part. I think what could be a little troublesome for him could be like good offensive fire types, because the only fire resist we have is a Latios. We can use Hariyama with Thick Fat, but I don't know how often we want to use it. Deoxys defense also might just be everything resist. Oh yeah, Magirna is in this tier actually. We haven't been to Magirna yet, so maybe he can have problems with Magirna. But he does have an Iron Treads, and I feel like it resists dual stabs. Obviously, it has coverage for it, but I think he'll be, for the most part, he should be fine into steel types. Like even into a Solgaleo, it might be, maybe there's better steel types down here than I thought, because like Solgaleo can also give him problems. But I think overall it's a pretty fine team. Like I said, Deoxys defense is like in everything resist. Just sucks it's a little passive, but outside of that, it's in everything resist. So I'm gonna put it in. I love it because I do love it. I think it's a pretty good team. Next up, John Jr. Ho-Oh, Pure and Black, Goldengo, Terra Boulder, Grimmsnarl, Toadskrull, Weezing, Azolf, Swampert, and Grotto. Okay, so the first thing I see when I see Ho-Oh and Pure and Black, I'm like, holy shit, we're weak to rocks. So unless we want to run boots on those guys, which again, is not a bad thing. Particularly on Ho-Oh, it's not a bad thing. On Kyurem, we probably want a more offensive item. Scarf, Life Orb, Specs, whatever. Goldengo is nice. Terra Iron Boulder, I think, is pretty good. Grimmsnarl. Our spinner being Toadskrull, I don't love it. And Weezing, Defog with a Grimmsnarl is also... It also seems a little counterintuitive. But then we rounded out with Azolf and Swampert, which I think are two pretty good Pokemon. So, needs Defog plus Spin. I'm kind of inclined to agree with you, because I think a team with Ho-Oh and Kyurem Black is like rocks are going to be a priority for people to get them up. Again, we can run boots. I think Ho-Oh doesn't mind running boots. I think Kyurem Black would like to not run boots every week. But overall, it's a pretty good team. Overall, I think it's a pretty decent team. I think Terra Iron Boulder could be really, really strong. I think Terra Iron Boulder could be really, really strong. I like it. I'm excited to see what that guy does. I like the screen support. Screen support with Ho-Oh, that dude is just unkillable. Swampert is an excellent pair with Ho-Oh. Like defensive core, just like on lock. They complement each other super, super well. And I'm surprised he left Swampert for so late, because I thought he would like try to prioritize maybe a Swampert a little bit earlier, considering he drafted Ho-Oh round 1. Interesting. But yeah, overall I think it's a cool team. I don't know if I love it. I think I'm more in the I vibe with it team. I think I'm more of an I vibe with it, because it doesn't strike me as like, oh my god, this team is so cool. It has some cool pieces. Like I think Ho-Oh and Kyurem Black are like really, really strong. Goldengo I think is really, really strong too, and then Terra Boulder. But after that, it falls off a little bit, which I guess is normal with like when you pay this much for your first 4 Pokemon. But it doesn't excite me. It doesn't excite me, chat. It doesn't wow me. No wow factor there. It doesn't wow me. All right, Sacramento Blings. So who's the Sacramento Blings? That is somebody who haven't... Oh, it's whatever. So that's going to be it's whatever for sure, because this is Nexus and this is Viz. Okay, so round 1 pick. Calyrex Ice. Glow King. Meowscarada. Scizor. Walking Wake. We started off so well, and I feel like we fell off a cliff. We started off so well, and I feel like we fell off. Stream can't see this team. Oh shit, sorry. Thank you for letting me know. There we go. Here it is. How does this look if I put this onto it? You guys can still see it. So you know what? We'll rock with this until the end, I think. Got you. Yeah, I appreciate it. Do not love his draft so much left field picks. Yeah, I'm like... I saw the first 4. I'm like, okay, this is a seriously cool draft. like Calyrex Ice. You have the Slow King. Set up the snow. Does the Slow King get Trick Room? I think it does, right? Trick Room. Yeah, it does. Exactly, C-Kip. We had the first 4 picks, then it seems like we had a plan. We had a clear plan with the first 4, and then we realized Terra Walking Wake was there. It was like, oh, I'm just gonna do that. But without any Sun support, it just seems so awkward on this team. And then I don't think Palmot's good. I used Palmot in the P4G low tier, and it was not good at all. Bascu Legion on this team also feels weird. Torterra's not a great Pokemon. Moltres G, I love Moltres G. I'm a Moltres G believer, but everything else just seems like it does have Revival this league though. Revival Blessing, chat. Revival Blessing sucks. I said it. Revival Blessing sucks. I said it. Well, I know. Okay, good. I feel like Healing Wish is like better. Not better, but like Healing Wish is equally as good. But I get the mindset for him. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's fine. For Calyrex, maybe? For sure. Like, imagine having to deal with 2 Calyrexes, but that's what I mean. Like, Healing Wish might be good enough, and you can actually draft good Pokemon. Because if that's the only thing Palmot's doing, I don't think Palmot's going to do well. I don't understand what happened to the team after these 4. I might have to watch his draft analysis. I think I'd rather have just Healing Wish. Exactly, Glenn. That's what I'm saying. I think I might just rather have Healing Wish. I need to watch Ant's draft analysis, because these 4 looked really good, and then after that, it just kind of seems like we lost our way a little bit. Like, maybe Terra Walking Wake was the best thing on the board, but without Sun, it feels awkward on this team. I don't think Revival Blessing is worth drafting Palmot. Bascu Legion feels weird on this team. Torterra feels weird on this team. Munchlax and Stonejourner, I guess they're low tier Terra picks. I'm not gonna go into them too hard. And I do like Moltres G. I think Moltres Galarian is super, super strong. But everything else just feels weird. It looks like you picked the top 5 and it was like, oh shit, here are my holes to patch. Basically. I don't know. I probably would not a diss, just what it feels like. Yeah, no, I agree. Like, honestly, this is our opinion. Like, Ant might be like, oh my god, I love this team, and that's fair. Honestly, I think draft is like I think drafting is the least most important part of a draft, as long as you do it somewhat well. I think how you build and play the team is much more important, and maybe Ant will just absolutely love using this team and he will fucking destroy everybody with it. But to me, it just feels like, yo, dope. Oh my god, dope. Oh, so dope. Cool. What? Oh, we've just completely lost the plot. So, Ant's team feels a little weird. I'm not gonna put it into what incarnation, because I think the first 4 picks are insane. But I'm definitely gonna put him into looks okay, because it feels a bit awkward. Like, if I cover these top 4 Pokemon, I'm like, this is such a weird team. But if I cover the rest of it and only look at the top 4, I'm like, this is such a base team. This is like an S tier team. Interesting. I'll have to watch Ant's draft analysis to see what was the thought process there. Because yeah, like you said, it's not a diss. It just feels like we lost our way a little bit with the team. He's working with basically 50% of the team. Yeah. Like, he's bringing these 5 guys every week for sure, because they're the best Pokemon on the team. And then everything else is going to fill holes. But they're not good. They're not particularly good Pokemon to bring. So, I don't know. It feels a bit weird. Who knows? Maybe Ant goes on to win the entire thing. Who knows? Next up, Nexus. Nexus cooked. Okay, Nexus cooked. Nexus cooked. Wait, why was Magearna taken so late? Is Magearna not insane? Nexus did cook. Is Magearna not insane, chat? Is Magearna not like one of the better Ubers? Magearna was the one everyone wanted. No, it is not? Okay. No, it is? Oh, it is. Then why was it so late? Everyone just wanted it as a second Uber? No shot, right? I think Magirna would have been... I mean, after these 5 went, I would be jumping on Magirna. Like, I'm surprised Dell went so... Like, I looked at Solgaleo and it looked underwhelming. I look at Magirna and Magirna just seems like it's fucking Jesus. Because the first 5 couldn't get second Ubers? Yeah, so they... I mean, I think I would have jumped on it. Everyone said they wanted it, but never actually took it. Yeah, no, I think they kind of threw. Like, I would take Magirna over this. I would take Magirna over this. I would take Magirna over any of the picks that went in between it. And honestly, any of these either. Yeah, so after these first 5, I think Magirna. Why is this draft named after Brazilian butt lifts? That is a question we will have to redirect to OG Albina. Why is this draft named after Brazilian butt lifts? That is such an odd thing to name your league after. Only one I don't like on the team is the horse, but beside that, I love the team. What, Spectre? Dude, Spectre is insane. Hello, JRicky. Hi, Aura. Welcome into the stream. Bro named it with one hand. Wow, okay. You don't like Spectre, Glenn? I think Spectre is insane. I think it's a pretty good pair for Magirna. It's just like duo that just breaks things. Tinglu is insane. I think in Ubers it's going to have so much value. Terra Salamence. Now, Terra Salamence is an interesting one. I think Terra Salamence could be good, but I also think it could be a fraud. Best draft easily? Nexus's team is definitely up there. Everyone is mad that Nexus got Magirna, that everyone got Amal that checked the horse. I mean, you definitely need a Pokemon that checks the horse, because the horse can just run rampant. But Nexus picked up like the best counter to it in Tinglu. Maybe I just like more versatile mons in draft, but I get it. Oh yeah, no. I don't think I'd enjoy using Spectre, but I think objectively it's a really strong Pokemon. But what do we think of Terra Salamence, chat? Do we have any opinions? Has anyone used Terra Salamence, played against it? Have any general thoughts on Terra Salamence? Because to me, it feels like it could be really good or it could be really bad. And I don't know if there's an in between there. It could either be really good or really bad. I really like Cinderace. I mean, truth be told, I hate playing against Cinderace because every time I have a team that's super weak to it. Has stab against the big Ubers and it can change its type. Yeah, I mean, it has the grounds to be good. Insane, I never use it, but Terra Flying, Terra Steel, offensive, defensive, utility, insane. Okay, it could be good. I'm inclined to believe Salamence was worth 18 Terra points. Yeah, I think it was definitely correct making Salamence the Terra captain on this team. I was just not fully convinced by Salamence as a whole, but you guys are vouching for it, so I'll keep that in mind. You guys are vouching for it, so I think it will be. I queued my Iron Shreds into Terra Salamence, became Terra Electric, died. Oh my god, that's so based. Was it Terra Preview? Did it know it was electric, or did you just make the read of the century? Yeah, Cinderace, insane. Really, really good Pokemon. I love Uxie. Especially now that it has Encore. So good. Urshifu Rapid Strike, better than Single Strike. I don't know how he got it so late. Weezing, really cool late round pick. Terra Abomasnow is also Jesus. So Nexus is going into I love it. I love Nexus' team. It's really, really strong. I love Nexus' team. I love it. No, it was Terra Preview. I'm not that insane. Okay. Yeah. All right. See, Kip. I mean, maybe you could have been good. The god. What are your thoughts on how you use Salamence? I think I only used it like 2 or 3 times. My problem with Salamence is that most of the weeks I wanted to run it special, because special Salamence looked insane in so many weeks, but I just couldn't run Hurricane. Like against Uzi in finals, I wanted to run Spec Salamence because it just looked insane, but I couldn't run Specs Hurricane in a finals game because I know I was going to miss Hurricane. And that was the main issue I had with Mence, is that I wanted to bring it special, but I couldn't bring myself to click Hurricane because I missed 2 Hurricanes against Q. I still managed to win, but it just kept putting me in such a bad spot because I missed Hurricanes. Yeah, Nexus's team is, I love it. I love it. And then last but not least is Viz. Viz went Rain. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Rain with Ursaluna, with Terra Ursaluna. Huh. I mean, this team looks really wacky to me, but we have a fucking... Not a huge fan IMO. I mean, that's what I mean. Like, it looks wacky. Like, we have so many... I mean, we have... Our electric weakness is crazy, first of all. But we do have... It's an interesting Rain team. It's an interesting Rain team. Feels like something's missing. I mean, we have a Palafin and a Hisuian Samurott in the Rain, and an Archaludon. Like, it's an interesting team. I think... It literally is hyper offense. It's like get up Rain and fuck shit up every time. Like, we don't have switch-ins to your things, but you cannot switch into our things either. So take this. Like, Deoxys attack. Who the fuck switches into... Who the fuck switches into a Deoxys attack? What even switches into a Pokemon with 180 base attack? What the flip, man? Yeah, this is going to be an HOAF team. HOAF. What is missing? Is any form of defense? Yes, C-Kip, that is what's missing. It's like we will just click buttons and we will kill everything. No rocks unless Dio or Ursaluna. Dio defense, ironically. You know what? You cooked with that, Cypher. You cooked with that. You cooked me. Honestly, yeah. But like, Deoxys attack is insane. 180 attack. I mean, he doesn't need rocks when spikes are better, and he has the best spike setter in the game. I think Archaludon can get up. Viz just won a draft league. Yeah, he won the UNPL, I think. So Viz is good. Viz is good, and maybe he feels comfortable with a hyper offense team. Me personally, I don't feel that comfortable with a hyper offense team, so I'm just gonna have to put it into I vibe with it, because I don't think I would love this team personally. Like, it's too hyper offense for me. Like, it's gonna be Peller. You're basically 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, you're gonna have to bring Pelipper most weeks so that your hyper offense can actually like function properly. This, and this are gonna come every week. I'd imagine our Archaludon's gonna come every week. So we're gonna have to bench our Terra Ursaluna? Surely not. Surely not. Terra Ursaluna is also a very interesting concept. I don't know how I feel about it, but I'm excited. Terra Ursaluna and Terra Vikavolt together, pretty decent Terra captains, honestly. So I think I'm putting I'll vibe with it. I don't love it. It's not a team that I'm like, oh my god, this team looks so exciting. I love to use it, but I kind of dig it. It's very quirky, very hyper offense, very specific. But if Viz can put this team to good use, then I can see Viz doing super well with it. I can see Viz doing well with it. He just can't switch into things, but he can kill everything, which is nice. Which is definitely nice. And also, when in doubt, we just air slash with Shaman Sky and win. And force people to run Covert Cloak, I guess. Huh. So, it's weird how many Ubers his team has, and yet it still feels incomplete. Yeah. I mean, realistically, only has 2 Ubers unless you're counting Palafin as an Uber. I mean, this team doesn't have any backbone, any defensive backbone whatsoever. It's going to be HO. But he has anti-setup with Mimikyu. So I feel like it could work. I count Palafin and Archaludon. Archaludon is not an Uber. But maybe this team will work. I don't know. Maybe this team will work. So, before we look at what my favorite team is, what weren't the Ubers? Lugia, Necrozma, Dawnwing, and Reshiram. Okay, these two guys got done a little dirty. Lugia, I understand, because I think Lugia's trash. I was surprised Lugia wasn't in 20, actually. Only in VGC? Is Uber at best? I mean, maybe in VGC Arc Galadon is Jesus, but in singles, it's definitely not anywhere close to that level. Chat, question. I have a question for chat. I'm curious. If you had round 1 pick in this draft, you could pick up one Uber. What Uber would you go for? What is in your opinion the best Uber in this draft available? Cause I'm kind of thinking between Calyrex Ice, Lunala, and like Mewtwo. Those are the three that I'm considering. Groudon just cause comfort, fair. Zacian or Magearna. Magearna, I'm surprised to see Magearna tiered so low. Like, I don't have any Ubers knowledge, but Magearna being 24 points, I think it's better than most things in 26. Honestly, I think it's better than most things in 26. The Ice Horse, fair. I'm super inclined to that as well. I would go for a Mewtwo or a Zacian. Those two do seem super fun to play with, though. Zacian and Mewtwo seem super fun to play with. Probably Groudon and try to stack past Paradox or maybe Magearna. Yeah, I think if I did go Groudon, I would definitely try to stack a lot of good Photosynthesis Pokemon. I don't know how many good ones would make it back to me, but I think Raging Bolt was a nice second round pick, but after that, I think we could have abused it a little bit more. Magearna, if this is a 12 draft, honestly, I think Magearna, I don't know why Magearna is tiered so low. Does anybody in chat have any idea why Magearna is only 24 points? Because I think it's as good, if not better, than many things in 26. Do we have any idea? Magearna is so versatile, it just doesn't have the stats of the high BST Ubers, but I don't know how much that matters, to be honest. I guess, what is Magearna's base stat total? Magearna, 600. Okay, so it is 600. So maybe, yeah, because most Ubers are what, 680? Yeah. All these Ubers are 680, so maybe that's why. Magearna is only 600? Yeah, maybe I was overestimating Magearna a little bit. But I still think it's pretty comparable to a lot of Pokemon in 26. So after these 5 guys went, I would definitely gone Magearna. I think if you can support a team around it nicely, I think Magearna could cook. I would like to use Deodorant Attack. Like in real life, use Deodorant and attack people? That's rude. Necrozma Dawn. You don't want one thing that needs to get right, so something that works with whatever. Yeah, Necrozma Dawn not getting drafted was also a little crazy. I meant Dio Attack. Yeah, I know you meant Dio Attack, Zio. I was just playing with you. I have stupid autocorrect. Honestly, I thought you did that on purpose. Deodorant Attack. I'm playing in a team tour, and one of the team names is like Deodorant Deoxys or something like that. So I thought that was funny. Deoxys, the biggest bait IMO? What, the regular Deoxys? You might be right. Regular Deoxys might be bait. Wow, no one picked up bundle? Could you imagine? All Deoxys are baits? I mean, I think Dio's speed is not as much bait because it's not an Uber. Well, I mean, it is an Uber. Yeah, what the heck? Yeah, that thing is bait too. You know what? You might be right. Lunala and Necrozma seems hard to play with. Yeah, because they have like a glaring weakness. So if you die into a thief, that's what I was about to say. If you aren't careful with how you play those guys, you can just die to a dark move. Imagine dying to a thief. Yeah, I mean, if you don't play those guys carefully, then yeah, you might just die to a thief. Also, base speed, Lunala has 97, Necro has 77. Yeah, they're pretty slow. Isn't Dio trash Gen 9? I only know of Speed doing anything, especially without Terra. I mean, in Ubers, I don't know how the other ones are. In regular draft, I think Deoxys Speed is like a top 10-ish Pokemon, but it's definitely not anything crazy. I don't think we have any reason to ban Deoxys Speed. Honestly, I think Deoxys Speed could have been an 18-pointer in this draft. I think it could have been an 18-pointer. I don't think Deoxys Speed is uber worthy. I think 18-pointer would have been fair, and it would have been a much better pick there. In regular draft, Dio is insane, and Ubers is bait. Yeah, I think Deoxys Speed didn't have to be an Ubers for this draft, to be honest. I don't think it had to be an Uber for this draft. I think we could have done a 18 point and it would have been much better value. But yeah, Necro Dawn not being picked up is a little crazy. Reshiram I think is a little crazy as well. Now Lugia chat, I think Lugia just unfortunately it just sucks. I think it's way too passive to be a good Ubers. I don't think it should be allowed anywhere near the regular format, like I saw some people say, but I think for Ubers, it's definitely the worst Uber there. I think it's definitely the worst Uber. What do you do to make Lugia good? I mean, first of all, make it a water type. Isn't this guy supposed to... This guy fucking... You find him in a fucking waterfall. Why is it not a water type? Why are we not water? Water would have been so good for this guy. But it's just bad because it didn't lose root. Yeah, it doesn't have reliable recovery. I mean, it does have reliable recovery. Like, its best set objectively, I think, is like Toxic Recover. It doesn't even have Toxic anymore. Damn. What do Lugia run? What does Lugia run in UU? It just runs Recover, Whirlwind, Dragon Tail. Yeah, it just runs these like weird sets. They made Lugia Psychic because it made it look strong. No, they completely cooked it over. Like, look at these offenses. 90 is terrible. If we were a water type, we could have been vibing, but Psychic Flying is not a great typing. Would you guys prefer Psychic Water or Water Flying? I think Water Flying could be interesting, but Psychic Water is just a better defensive typing objectively. So, but yeah, this guy lost Toxic, so that instantly makes it worse. And then Roost got nerfed to APP, so that makes it bad as well. And then it has no offense. Like, it has 154 SPDF, sure, and 130 defense with multi-scale, but like, you're not doing much back. Give it Scald? Yeah, give it Scald. Lugia would you find as a low point pick? I mean, the cheapest as a last minute tank pick. Yeah, but the fact that it's like more expensive than these guys means that Lugia will never get picked. I don't think it would ever get picked up. Yeah, the loss of Universal Toxic was really tough for Lugia. Yeah, because that was this guy's main thing. It was like Toxic Recover. That was this guy's main set. And now that Stall-y sets have been nerfed, Toxic removed, Recover down to 8 BP. It's just so much harder to make Lugia work. Psychic Water would make Lugia a legendary Slowbro. Yeah, and that's what it should be. It should feel like it's crazy. Or give it No Guard Sheer Cold. Okay, that's a little too much maybe. I like the give it Scald idea. I vibe with that idea. This No Guard Sheer Cold idea, we may have gone off the rails a little bit. How about Oblivion Wing? That's the Veltal like signature move, right? Whoops. That's the give it chatter. Okay, chat. We might be overcooking now. We might be overcooking. Okay, so to decide my favorite team, what's my favorite team? Special Flying Giga Drain, yeah. I mean, Aeroblast is a good signature move. They should make it more than base 100 though. They should make it 120 for sure. Nexus is your guys' favorite team Nexus? I think my favorite team might be Joey's, no cap. Mewtwo into Terra's Rude Into Glasscore Crown, Primarina, Gouging Fire. Like, the only Pokemon I really dislike on the team is Enamorus. Veps is a good shout as well. I think Veps' team is really well constructed. I love Viz's team. All right, Zio. I mean, maybe you're just like a hyper offense fiend, but I didn't really love it. Veps' team is pretty interesting. I think the hazard presence turns me away from it a little bit. I just don't like Zarude or Enamorus. Terra Zarude, I guarantee you, by the end of the season, Donovan, I guarantee you, you will be in love with Terra Zarude because this guy is so good. It's so good. Enamorus is good for killing dragons. Yeah, I know, but I just don't believe in Enamorus that much. But I think I will. I think Joey's team does own my heart. I think Shuckle King's team is also really strong, but it's a bunch of like strong Pokemon on a team. I feel like Joey's team is a little bit more cohesive, I want to say. But everybody here has a pretty decent team. Everybody up here has a pretty good team. These are the teams I like the least, but they're still pretty good in their own right as well. No to Terra Zarude. Play Terra Woshian. Okay, that Terra Woshian sucks. Terra Woshian is, I mean, it doesn't suck. It's incredibly annoying to kill, but Terra Zarude is just the GOAT. Nexus or Chimpact. Yeah, Chimpact has a pretty cool team as well. I just think Joey's team is like, to me, if I could draft a team, I would definitely draft something similar to what Joey drafted. So I'm not saying this is the best team, but it's the team that I like the most. It is the team I like the most. But Nexus is a fair shout. I really think Nexus has a strong draft. I think Chimpact has a strong draft. I think Shuckle King has a strong draft. I think Owen has a pretty decent draft as well. Veps obviously has a pretty strong draft. Kyle's team is pretty cool, yeah. We were just debating about the round 3 Terra Ditto and seeing just how good that was, actually. Because I think he may have overcooked, but we'll see. We'll see, chat. But this is the final tier list, yeah. We will have BBL videos going live on the coaches channels tomorrow. So if you guys check the description of this live stream, we'll have links to everybody. Make sure you drop them a sub if you haven't already. Make sure you sub to my channel if you haven't subbed for some reason. Like the stream, right? Like the stream. I don't know if you guys watched my video yesterday, but TLDR, I'll give you a little personal update to everybody who's here in stream. We won't be playing in another draft league until next year. I'm going to take a little break. I'm going to recharge, come back, hopefully win a draft league next year. That'd be exciting. But yeah, next couple of months, there will be no draft league battle videos, but there will still be videos. I will do BBL analyst content. I will do other type of videos I've been wanting to do. And then something that I'm also super interested in doing is at 1.5k subs, making a community Discord for us all to hang out. We can run tournaments, we can do Q&As, we can help each other team build and stuff like that. And then also streams. I'm going to stream once a week, and I want to know what you guys would like to see me stream. Do we do Nuzlocke? Do we do Pokemon Showdown? Do we do, I don't know, whatever you guys want to see me do? I'm down for it. I'm down. I'm game. So yeah. That was basically the update video. Pokemon likes? What's Pokemon likes? What is Pokemon likes? Don't know. I don't know that. I don't know what Pokemon likes is. Is that a game? I don't know. But yeah, chat, with that, I'm going to go ahead and end the live stream because it's currently almost 2 a.m. for me, and I'm pretty tired, and I want to go to bed, and I want to sleep. So yes, like the stream, subscribe to the channel. Koromon Temtem, I'd say. Oh, games like Pokemon likes, games like Pokemon. Ah, I see what you mean. There's still a couple of Pokemon games that I've never played, like X and Y I've never played, Oras I've never played, so we might do a first time playthrough through some of them. We might just do a Nuzlocke. I don't know. But yeah, I will, I'm off to bed, chat. Thank you for hanging out. I really appreciate it. You guys are the best. Love it. Thank you very much for hanging out, and I will see you. XY skippable Oris is good. Okay, we might do some Oris gameplay. I do love Gen 3. But yeah, I'm gonna go now, chat. So 07's in chat, and I will see you all tomorrow.